So last time we played, you all were in the town of Wolford. Last session, we picked up right where we left off the session before that, after the encounter with the Githyanki caravan that went so horribly wrong. We picked up a couple hours later in the inn still, as it neared dinner time, as Silas and Carolina left to head to the King's Coin for business that they did not specify, in fact, not even specifying to you all where they were going. As they went off, the rest of you remained at the bar as the Tikka of Tikka's Forge arrived to the tavern to meet with Astrid and Josie. A bit surprised at the number of people that she was also having to interact with during this, invitation that she received to the place. But nonetheless, she stayed. The conversations were mostly very awkward, and the time eventually passed, and eventually she departed after drinking some and talking to you all, though admitting to Astrid that she did not have a terrible time as she left. Meanwhile, at the King's Coin, Silas and Carolina entered the establishment and went to figure some things out about it, as they both went to the bar, ordered some things, and Silas attempted to ask about the message he saw, only getting a "don't know what you're talking about" and a referral to their special menu. Ordering from the special menu, the two of them went and sat down after, while they waited for their food to arrive. Eventually it did, as the food was not particularly that appealing looking, but the drink was alright. While this was happening, Silas spotted what he thought was someone that he recognized, a lizard folk man that sat at a table in a corner by himself, with a cloak over him. Silas, attempting to get his attention, purchased him a drink, and then the lizard folk man gestured for Silas to come over, to which he did, and a conversation that was not particularly helpful for Silas occurred, where the lizard folk berated him in many different ways, and only offered to be helpful for a price, and not helpful for what exactly he was looking for. Helpful for so he could solve the puzzle of the King's Coin. Silas, refusing to get to pay for information that he may be able to get himself, stepped away from the lizard folk and went back to his table and began thinking about the menu of the King's Coin and trying to piece together if there was some sort of thing he was missing. And he was, in fact, able to piece together some sort of code, as he read the menu over and was able to piece together a code that was banana bread. Walking to the bar, he then said that to the barkeep, and she allowed them to enter into a back room where they were eventually able to find their way down into the subsection basement area of this establishment, where they found a large underground establishment bustling with business and life. As they went to go about their business, they tried to purchase some things from the local merchants there. Silas, once again attempting to buy poisons, to which he was denied, saying that that the merchants were unable to sell poisons unless they got approval from the boss, as poisons were very illegal in Destin. Silas prodded how he could get approval from the boss and was eventually pointed the way of a large dragonborn who guarded the door to the boss, and that he needed to get permission to speak with her from him. As they approached, this large dragonborn looked them over and was quick to dismiss Silas's attempt at flattering him, saying that he only wished to know what they wanted. As Silas stated what he wanted, and then the Dragonborn eyed Carolina, saying that he recognized her from somewhere, as it was revealed that Carolina was in fact was a part of a group known as the Mavericks, it seemed like, and he knew of these Mavericks as the Mavericks had robbed him in the past, or robbed his organization, more specifically, of about what was 50,000 gold, maybe? Maybe it was like 10,000? I don't remember exactly. It was an absurd number of gold that Silas was shocked to hear the number about. Seeming like he was upset with that, he prodded and questioned her, but eventually turned the conversation around with a swing in mood, seemingly, as he said that it took balls for them to have done what they did, and he allowed them to enter, saying that the boss would find use of out of her. As they entered and they met with this strange woman who had several different strange things in this room with her, including what looked like an imp flying about and a snake with red and black scales that slithered across the floor. As the woman, after some talk, eventually introduced herself as Sieg, simply, and asked what they wanted, as Silas again reiterated that he wished to buy poison. She explained to them a bit that poison was still one of the harshest, one of the things that you could get in the most trouble in Destin for owning, and you could get in an incredible amount of trouble for killing with poison. In fact, she was able to explain to them that crime had been, sentences for crimes had been greatly reduced and are greatly more forgiving under the reign of Queen Anna Avalon. But poison is still taken very seriously, perhaps more seriously than before. So, saying that she could not allow someone fresh that she did not know to purchase poison, she came up with a solution. A tit for tat, where she would give them a job and they would complete it, and then they would be able to buy poisons. The job was simple. She wanted to know what was inside the Githyanki caravan, as she was interested in why it was passing through her town, and she did not trust it. So, the job was simple. Go, find out what was inside the carriage, and also bring back one of their fancy silver swords, so that there was proof that they were there. Taking the job, they bowed and then left, thanking her for the opportunity, and went to return to the group. Back at the group, everyone started to wind down and head their separate ways for bed, going to their different locations, and Astrid went off toward the park to play by the statue of Illustre. As she arrived at the statue and began to play her somber tune at it, first, Satanta approached over, walking by with his weapon on his back wrapped still, as he gave her a nod, but then looked toward her as she was playing and looking at the statue, and asked her a question, asking her first if she worshipped Illustre, to which she of course answered yes, and then asking her if she knew a drow woman by the name of Scylla Istre. Astrid recognized the name as being the name of the head of the moon dancers of Illustre, but she had not seen the woman, nor does she have ever met her. At hearing that, Satanta nodded and thanked her for her time and went to leave, as Astrid observed that he seemed to have some concern on his face. After that, maybe half an hour passed, and another individual approached the statue. What was a drow man, that was likely the individual known as Vidath, that you had all heard about from Tikka, the grumpy drow man that lives on the outskirts of town, who seemingly pays homage to the drow deities, as he went to approach the statue, but saw Astrid playing at it. As he turned, Astrid said that she could leave if he wished to pray at it, and to which he only said that if someone was paying respect to it, then it was fine, as he left. Astrid went to bed soon after playing, arriving back at the tavern. While that was happening, Silas and Carolina arrived back to the tavern and went their separate ways. Silas heading to go speak to Josie, and Carolina heading to head to bed. As Silas updated Josie on what had happened and gave her information regarding what they had just done, including the information about the job. Then they went to bed. As everyone settled in for bed that night to get a restful slumber, restful sleep was found for all but Isaac, as in the realm of dreams he was visited by once again another nightmare. A man trapped in a cage sat naked in this cold cell as he muttered to himself. Eventually, the man turned and looked toward Isaac, who was looking in, saying that it would be time for them to meet soon, and that he should seek him out. And then as he approached the bars, his face became visible, as Isaac gazed not at the face of a different man, but at the face of himself, only to then awaken in a jolt of terror after that, as the morning had begun. You all did your basic things in the morning, and then met up downstairs, where some discussion was had for the day, as you knew that you had to head out to the meeting at 12, but you had ample time to do what you wished. No one seemed to want to do anything, aside from Isaac, who called Astrid outside, asking to speak with her, as the two of them discussed how Isaac had a desire to go meet and see the serial killer that was being held in the Wolford garrison. As a plan was pitched to Astrid, Astrid criticized the plan, Isaac pushed back against the criticism, and that sort of continued on for a while before it was decided that they would try something, and that they would do it later, not at this moment. As the rest of you then grouped up together, deciding, Isaac and Astrid, that you would go to see the serial killer later, you all grouped together and went to head to the meeting, where you arrived and you discussed some things with the individuals present, as you were all introduced to several new individuals, including the Merchant Guild representative, Foreign Tohan, the gold dragonborn man, and a new individual to most of you, the guard captain, Galtra, who seemed to be still in a foul mood as the meeting went on. As the terms of the job were explained and several things were talked about, as it was discussed that you would all be doing work with different representatives of the town at different times. But first, today, you would be starting with helping the Merchants Guild representative set up things for the higher steam stores of the town, and setting up things for the market area and other districts and such. As well, he gave you all another job to do after you had finished help setting up the stuff initially, that you would go to the Fox's scriptorium and receive the crates that are filled with the special spell scrolls that sort of produce effects like minor illusion, prestidigitation, and thaumaturgy. Minor magical effects that will be used for decoration and showmanship during the Winter Remembrance Festival. As during the meeting, it was brought up that the strange elven-looking man, Ronalus Perpetor, wanted to put the statues of the Raven Queen up, as the mayor admitted that this was something that she viewed to be important, but not the most important thing, and not the most difficult thing, so that she would like to start with the more complicated matters, and then get to the statues. Nonetheless, Beryl in particular was very adamant in pushing on the topic of the Raven Queen statues, to the point of the mayor getting seemingly very frustrated, and saying that she viewed it as important, but also being firm in that she is the one paying you, and that you are here to work for her, and that you will be doing the work that they ask of you to do first, and that if you so desire for the Raven Queen statues to go up, you have the freedom to do it in your own time when you are not working on the clock. At that, the councilwoman, former councilwoman Alvia Ilsani, did try to soften the mayor's very frantic, what's the word? Not beration, scolding of the questions about the Raven Queen, trying to present a more grounded point of view on the thing while still admitting that she genuinely believes it to be important. Nonetheless, the meeting had come to a close, and you all were given your task to do for the day. First, you would be heading. This is not information you got last session. This is me telling you now because we ended before this, but this is fine. Firstly, you would be heading to the trade hub of Wolford, where you would be assisting the putting up of more complicated decorations onto the roofs and such of the area, taking precautions and keeping each other safe while doing so. And then you would be heading to what is called the unofficial market district of the town, which is where, say, Tickus Forge, the Dragon's Tinctures, the library are all found. So basically this area over here is what it is. It's sort of an unofficial market area, they consider it to be, because that is where some of the bigger stores are located. And you would be heading there to, of course, start helping some of the bigger establishments set up some decorations outside of their establishments. Before we get back into it, does anyone have any questions, comments, or concerns? Anything that I left out in the recap that they think was important that should be touched on?
Only that I read a song for Lost Carcosa before having the nightmare.
That is a bit more of a personal thing, and that is why I don't touch on it, but you're right.
Okay.
Yeah, that is important. If you believe that to be important, that's fine. Generally, I don't touch up on more, like, personal, like, exchanges and narratives unless they were, like, incredibly predominant, like the serial killer thing. But, okay, yes, that did happen. Anyone else have anything they wish to say? Comments, concerns, questions? Righto then. As you all pick up back in the meeting room, do any of you have anything you wish to say or ask of the individuals present at the meeting? Or are we good to fast forward to you all heading out of the building with the Merchant Guild representative? Satanta and the other worker.
I'm good heading out.
Yeah,
Me too.
Sure. As the few of you begin to head out, before you're able to fully exit the building, as you walk out, you see an individual waiting in the area just outside the meeting room, seemingly awaiting people to exit. As you see what looks like a elven man in a finely made black suit with what looks like a little necktie that is of the red color, and a pin on his side of his suit that looks to be the pin of a honeycomb or something of the sort, like a honeycomb. It looks a bit like that, yellow in color as it sits, as he waits with his hands crossed, and he looks very refined and very wealthy looking as he waits. And the minute you step out, you see the Merchant Guild representative look to him, and he just scowls and sighs as he looks at the man. Let me get me something up real quick.
The representative was the Dragonborn guy, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just trying to find a name. As he looks out toward the individual in the suit, who just smiles, looking out toward him in contrast to the Merchant Guild representative's scowl, as the representative Forrest goes. How did I lose the name already? I was just looking at it. There we go. Mr. Valrin, I believe we said that the Hive had no reason to have any representatives at the meeting today, considering that you are still just considered a store, and that we will get to you as per the Merchant Guild's assistance. As, I'll spell the name for you first, so that you all get that. As the man smiles out as he looks toward him, he goes, I did not come here to interrupt your meeting, of course. I just wanted to make sure that the needs of the Hive were being met. You see, we're a bit understaffed at this moment, so perhaps there's a way I could convince you and the mayor that, well, our establishment is in a bit more need of help. As the Merchant Guild representative just sighs as he looks to him and go, you should know that as a recent establishment, we consider our historic shops and more famous ones to be of more importance than the Hive. No offense. We understand you're a very prestigious organization, but we must respect our town's local businesses. As the Mr. Valrin just continues to smile, he holds his hand up and goes, I'm not saying you shouldn't consider them important, but considering the worth of the Hive, I'm sure you could find, as he gets cut off by the Dragonborn, as he goes, I'm sure we could find nothing at this moment. We have work to get to, so why don't you take up whatever issue you have with the mayor? As he goes, as you wish. As he goes to walk past the individual, the Dragonborn. You all going to follow as you were doing?
Mm-hmm.
As you do, the man looks each of you over as you're moving past, and as you all walk past, he would call out, he goes, any of you looking for work from a wealthier organization? The Hive is always looking for people to help with our preparations. As you'd hear the representative growl under his breath at that as he's walking, but says nothing.
What is it that you do?
Oh, do not know of the Hive?
We're new in town.
Well, we are a magical goods shop, of course. Serovian. We sell the... Sorry, one second. I think I got the name wrong. Did I? No. No, I'm correct. As he goes, we sell magical goods and implements straight from Serovia by our greatest inventors that will help with the everyday life of more mundane individuals, and also help with the more magically gifted individuals, of course, as well.
Hey, Mr. Dara, we actually met one of the employees. Remember? We saved her.
That's right, we did.
I'll look out to the man. She said she was coming from Iltris, but do you know a Shazar?
I can't say I do.
Oh, well, she gave us these very nice trinkets, and I'll pull out my, my horn.
I'm sorry to say she gave them to you.
Well, we did save her life.
Did you pay for them?
I'm not sure.
Yes, we did.
Did you actually? I don't believe you
I
did,
don't think
right?
so, but
Roll a
Ashley does
deception.
not want this poor woman to get in trouble.
Roll deception.
Character sheet. Do what you're supposed to do.
As he clearly is scrutinizing you as you say that.
Yep. I don't remember. I know Astrid tried for sure, but
Damn.
Anything you can do or want to try and do?
I don't think so, man. I have the only thing I have that it would give me advantage, I think, but
That's nothing coming
it's
back
the
from
same, bruh. I don't get a reroll.
Scrutinizes you. He looks you over as he goes. Of course. What was the name of the woman, if you could, again?
I believe it was Sinead.
Did you not just say Shazar?
No, we
Check
said
your-
Sinead.
Roll deception. That's a good roll. Give me one moment. Yep. Alright. Was their last name?
To be honest, we were just so caught up in the moment, I don't think we exchanged last names.
I don't understand. Are we in trouble?
Nobody's in trouble. Thank you for all the information. I should not keep you much longer. It looks like dear Tohan over there is going to not be happy with you all in a couple moments, as he is standing by the door looking back to you all, with a annoyed expression on his face. Anything more than that, you need to roll insight. He just looks annoyed.
Do you have a business card? I don't know if the town would mind us moonlighting in our free time. If there's money to be made.
I do not have that on me, in fact. I apologize. If you wish to find us, we have a store, and he'd give you directions. And you can just ask to speak with me, Mr. Valron. Say that you are looking for work.
Mr. Valon. Okay. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you.
You as well. Are you all going to walk over and then walk out with him?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
She'd walk out. The Forrest would chime up as you exit. He goes, I would be careful getting your working in any sort of way with the Hive.
Why's that?
They like to get their claws into people and not let go.
Some sort of indentured servitude?
I wouldn't exactly say that. Though I'm sure that they have those sorts of things over in Serovia.
Are they a mafia?
No,
Oh.
worse. They're a business.
This merchant representative said fuck capitalism.
Take this from a representative of a merchant's guild. A corporation like that seeks only to, well, grow its own pockets. Perhaps that means nothing coming from me, but I represent the local businesses and local merchants of Destin and of this town. The
So you have
Hive
no-
is, as you could say, a more international venture.
Do they pay local taxes?
I'm sure they pay something in whatever arrangement they have with the throne to be here,
Interesting.
but I don't know the nitty-gritty of it. I just know most places they are not allowed to have as big of a location as they do here. Smaller storefronts in most towns.
I lean over to Astrid and just kind of whisper. Was I... Did I do something wrong? Everybody had really frowny faces on.
He didn't do anything wrong. That man is just very selfish, and he was going to punish the kind woman we saved because she gave us things for free. So that's why Isaac lied about the name for me, because I apparently cannot lie today.
Well, it wasn't for free. We exchanged services, technically.
Right, but considering he's the owner of the business, if the money does not go back to him, he considers it being robbed.
Oh, this is all about money again.
It's about money, yes.
Some people think that money is more important than a human life.
Sorry, I shouldn't have laughed at that.
That's terrible.
Anyway, let's get to work. If you wish to go work for Valorant and his in the hive, feel free to do so. It won't get you in any bad way with me or with anyone here. Just be careful. As I said, they can be a bit tricky. Money might be good, but it might come at a, well, unreasonable labor cost.
I appreciate the advice.
Though I suppose I can't deny the quality of the goods they sell. Nonetheless, let's get a move on to the trade hub. We're going to start by putting some things up on the roofs. It's a bit more of a delicate matter. We don't want anyone to get hurt, so we'll have some people buy ladders, making sure that they're stable and secure, while we'll have others, honestly, if any of you believe yourself to be more flexible and, acrobatic, I'd prefer that you go up then. Carolina would clearly volunteer for that, but, so he goes, let's get a move on.
As we're walking, Isaac would lean over to Astrid and be like, I really hope you're a better liar than you claim to be, or that you show to be.
It's a bad first interview there.
We'll talk about this later.
Okay.
Alright. As you all arrive to the trade hub, and you are going to begin to put up some decorations for the area. As you will be putting up what is known as a winter lanterns atop many of the buildings, which are encased blue flame lanterns that are placed apart on the top of the buildings and hang from the sides of them as well. The glass is designed with a snowflake-like design as well. There are some ornamental designs that look similar to the large harp that you saw at the bar that you will be putting up, and some more, generic wintry things you'd be putting up. So all I need to know is, don't think I need anything for this one, actually. Yeah, I don't need anything for this. As you would spend a couple hours moving about your work doing this, and then you'd finish up, and you would be heading off to the unofficial market hub to go and start assisting there where you can. Let's see. Starting with the Sorcerer's Library, where you will have to be assisting the movement of what are stacks of books and large shelves into different places so that things can be put up in different areas, as there is some issues inside with the spacing. So, that being said, I think I'd like everyone to give me an athletics check, and we can assume that the less athletically inclined people are assisting other individuals. So, well, let's not assume anything. If you wish to be giving someone the help action instead, you could be doing that. So,
Okay, Astrid will be giving the help action.
who will you be giving it to?
Beryl.
Okay.
And I will help Josie.
Okay. Everyone else can give me athletics for moving about things and assisting inside.
Is Roger just tailing Isaac the whole time?
No. He doesn't
Damn
go
it.
inside the building.
But he did give him bad eyes when he walked up to the building, right?
He actually didn't seem to. He didn't seem to recognize him.
So he's a goldfish.
Actually, I should say that's, he rolled really well. I won't say he's giving the help action. And then Carolina, let's see. We'll say Carolina's giving the help action to Beryl.
I think that's
I
what
am.
it is.
Okay. Then she'd be giving the help action to Soul, but that wouldn't help much there either way. Overall, you guys are making the progress that you need to, and you're doing the right work. Soul, despite your assistance from Carolina, you're having some trouble getting things moved about. But eventually, you do not pull as much weight in this task, but eventually it is complete, and you get some help from other individuals. And you end up moving a good amount of shelves out of the way, and then you bring out from the sides of the room, in fact, inside the room itself, there are several statues that are put up. One is the statue of the Raven Queen, actually, that is placed up inside of the abode itself. And then one that is a depiction of the harp, the Winter Remembrance harp, being strung by what looks like a individual in a pale white mask wrapped in a cloak that is adorned with raven's feathers. Afterwards, you assist in more menial tasks, helping set up, decorations and such inside of the establishment itself. As you would all head outside, and about another hour passes doing that work, by the way. And so it's about mid-afternoonish by this point. I know you don't have exact times. Actually, there'd be a clock up in town that you could look toward, so you'd know it's about mid 3-ish. But as you all exit from the Sorcerer's Library after doing that work, where's this? Sorry. Forrest would look to you, so you'd go, right, it's about that time. I have to go meet with the owner of the Dragon's Tinctures to discuss some things. You all head to the Fox's Scriptorium. Do you need directions?
Silas has been there, so he might say something.
I don't think Silas was to this Fox's Scriptorium.
That's... Never mind, you're right. I was thinking of the other place.
You guys do have directions to the Fox's Scriptorium, those of you that read the pamphlet. So if you read that, you do have directions.
Isaac read it, so he would know.
So you would tell him that you have a direction? You don't need directions?
Yeah.
So good. So you all head there. There'll be a couple guard there as well to assist. These crates are heavier than you'd think they are. Apparently spell paper is heavier than normal paper. So just head there and assist moving the crates. You'll be taking them from the Fox's Scriptorium to the temple. We clear on that? Everything good?
I don't see why not.
Right.
Aye.
Don't overexert yourselves and keep yourselves safe and such. We will meet back up later. I'll meet you at the Temple of Order. And we'll see where the time is at that point and what else we could get done. As he goes to head off. You all gonna head off as well?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As you move, is there anything that is being discussed or talked about amongst you all?
Nope. Not from me.
Just give me 1 second. I'm just setting something up very quickly. There's 7 of you on days when everyone's here, correct?
Correct.
Okay. As you all are moving, the day seems rather normal as you move at first. And I should have this known. I have to write this down later, but since I don't, Astrid, Soul, Josie, passive perceptions, because I believe you all, the 3 of you, have the standout ones.
Astrid's 18.
16.
17.
Okay. As all of you are moving, Astrid, Soul, you hear something a bit strange in the distance. What sounds like the sound of metal clanking against metal, and like small cries a bit, as if a fight's broken out. But before you can react in any way to that sound, you all hear what sounds like a bell begin to rapidly start chiming, as if someone is rapidly banging it, as it just rings out loud and loud, as the people look around in the area, all expressions of concern on their face as you see what looks like people moving about, a mother taking their children both in hands and running towards the nearest building, being led into it and taking cover inside, as you see others doing the same, just running, ducking for cover. And before anything else, before you can react in any sort of other way, you all hear a loud boom, like an explosion coming from the direction you were heading.
From the direction where
You were heading.
we were heading. Okay.
Well, our contract states that we're supposed to protect the town if it needs be, so Astrid's gonna start running.
Right,
Running
pick it
toward-
up! And just barrels bolting.
Wait, where are you going?
It's part of our contract!
Damn fine print. And you start running after you guys.
As you all begin to run off toward the sound of towards the sound. As you grow closer, you begin to hear what sounds like strained fighting, combat, metal clanking against metal, cutting against skin. What sounds like small cries of a strange reptilian creature, just a low hiss and low growls, and the cries of a guard crying out in pain, going, "Oh God, get them off of me!" And the sounds of just weapons piercing through skin and flesh. As you all round the corner to the area you were heading, as you begin to see a sight before you. As you see before you what looks like a battlefield now, this small part of town that was once likely peaceful and tranquil at the moment is now filled with strange creatures in the midst of attacking guards, as you see. As well, the floor is stained with fresh blood, as there are corpses of what look like guards about the area, covered in small puncture wounds as if stabbed through multiple times by a dagger, and some arrows in their backs as well, as they lay on the floor dead. Only one guard of the group there remains alive, as he has 2 of these strange creatures atop his back, just stabbing into him constantly as they let out their little cries. As you see, these small reptilian creatures with red scales that look somewhat draconic in nature as they stand there, holding small daggers in their hands, most of them. However, at the back, toward this building here that you recognize to be the Fox's Scriptorium, as you see, adorning the 2 signposts at the side of it, the name, the Fox's Scriptorium. There are 2 strange-looking of these reptilian creatures. First, what looks like one dressed in small hide armor covering it across different parts of its body, and what looks like a skull helmet atop its head, holding a spear in one hand and a shield in the other. As it's letting out just a low growl, you turn the corner as it takes its spear high and drives it through the chest of the guard in front of him, killing him instantly. As well, you see adorned in robes with a breastplate as well, a strange-looking reptilian creature with white scales holding a staff with a purple crystal atop it and a crystal ball in his other hand, as he has what looks like 2 ornamental horns that he has designed on the side of this small skull helmet that has a long flowing mane of black fur coming down from it, as magic exudes off of him. As all of you see these creatures, let me get history checks from everyone. The first thing all of you notice is that these are assuredly kobolds. You know what these are. You know what kobolds are. They're rather common in the world. Okay, so let's see.
Dang.
Isaac, good. Beryl, no. Josie, no. Astrid, no. Soul, you're... with a 10, that'll be good enough for you from where you're from. And I'll roll for Carolina and Silas just because they could get it. They're not here, so it won't matter at this moment, but if they, do get it, I'll tell them later. It's gonna be a no for Carolina. It's not good enough with her roll. Silas, that should work out for him. Okay. As Isaac and Soul, the 2 of you are confused. The sun is high in the sky right now, shining down upon the town. It is a cold day, and the snow still remains somewhat on the ground, unmelted. But the sun still shines. Kobolds are creatures that do not react well to sunlight. In fact, they are creatures that are incredibly adverse to it. It harms them and impedes their ability to fight. Yet as you look out toward these kobolds, they do not even seem bothered by the sunlight. Their eyes look out clear and sharply as they all look prepared, ready, and looking to kill. As you all turn the corner, you are noticed instantly by the group of them. And we are going to, of course, roll initiative. Don't roll yet. You are all now free to roll, as we will be rolling initiative now.
Let's get that bread.
Where are our
Get
tokens?
the bread.
Your tokens are right. Your tokens are on the screen.
Down at the bottom.
Yeah, they're
Bottom
right here.
left.
Sorry if you couldn't see that. Roll
Come on,
20's
Josie,
being
get that-
very slow for me today.
Get that bread.
Yeah, same.
I'm gonna turn off 3D dice because it's doing nothing for me right now.
Yeah, 3D dice always causes some kind of issue here and there.
I usually don't have issues with it. Just counting over my kobolds very quickly to see that they're all there correctly. 1, 2, 3,
A lot of boys.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alrighty. There certainly are a lot of them, aren't there? I'm not the only one who has Roll20 being slow today, then?
It is. It does have a bit of a delay on stuff, yeah.
Okay.
Mine's having formatting issues, so.
Alrighty. Is everyone good to get into the fight now? As we start with this kobold here. As he turns, looking out toward you all, lets out a low as he takes his short bow and he goes to shoot Carolina with it, being the first person he sees. As let's see. Let me check if the macro is set up correctly. It is not. That's fine. There we go. As do. That's a 21. Definitely hits. Of course it is. As the shot goes out, slamming into Carolina, dealing 7 piercing damage. That's set up as bludgeoning for some reason. That's strange. That's a good roll from that kobold. And that is him. As it goes to this one, as it similarly lets out its strange noise towards you all and is going to move up to there. And will take a short bow attack as well at Carolina to follow up as his ally. Rolling a 21 again.
Yeah, fuck you, James.
Dealing 5 piercing damage to Carolina. Mr. Darrow, it goes to you.
All 3 of these kobolds are now swarming this guard.
Yes, they're all atop his back, stabbing into him with their weapons. They are atop him. Technically, they would be in the same space, but
Yeah.
they're like on different parts of him. 2 are on his back, and 1 is at like the front of him, just stabbing.
I'll target this one and try shooting 2 Eldritch Blasts at him to like kind of get their attention and get him off the guard.
Mm-hmm.
First shot. 22.
22 definitely hits.
Oh, that's a poopy damage.
It is.
Second shot. 26.
As you hit, that one is shot through the back of the head as the back of its head explodes. Its brains falling out as it falls off the side of the guard, dead.
Oh, neat. Okay, that's me.
So it goes to this one, as it's going to start stabbing into the guard. So let's see. At advantage, 18 does in fact hit. Dealing 3 damage to the guard, who is not looking good, by the way. He is assuredly way past bloodied. As he is looking closer to death now, even. So it goes to this kobold. Move up to there. It'll take a short bow attack at Barrel. 23 Barrel?
Yep.
These kobolds are rolling crazy good on their first attacks. 5 piercing damage as it shoots into the side of your shoulder.
Okay.
As it goes to Carolina. As she will draw the Volt Edge, as she is going to run up to here. And I believe she has sneak attack because of her thing. You don't need, if you have no other creatures are within 5 feet of you. Yep, so she is going to take her swing. I wonder how this kobold's going to look in a minute. 25, that's a good roll.
Did you move her token?
Yeah, I did.
No, she's still in the same spot for me.
Yeah.
Weird.
Well, give it a sec. Let's see if it happens.
Might have to refresh.
Yeah.
Alright, as he slashes into that kobold, it instantly has its chest cut open as it falls to the ground dead.
There it goes. It just moved.
Alrighty. As that is her.
Come on.
Barrel.
Yeah, 1 second. Sorry.
It's okay.
It is definitely being buggy as hell.
It is. Worry not. We're probably not going to have as long of a session today because I don't want to go too far without everyone.
That's fair. Just refreshing. Character sheet. Okay, sorry. All right. So, getting that arrow in the shoulder, grimacing a little bit, and then just taking the Makwahito, snapping it off, and I'm going to bull rush this one over here.
Okay.
Bonus action going into a rage as I do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right. That's cool. And I will take one attack at him first.
Okay. 14. Let's see. Does that hit? Yes, it does.
Okay. Do.
All right. As you clash into it, you smack it off the side of the guard as it falls to the ground dead.
Okay. I have 5 more feet of movement. Move to here and attack this one.
Okay. 21 will hit. That one is still up. Barely looking up, though, after that typed.
Okay. And actually, just double check something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
No, never mind. I'm good. All
Okay.
right, that's me.
Alrighty. It will go to this kobold.
Oh, sorry. My rage damage should apply, so there's an extra 2 damage to that last one.
And it's dead.
Okay, sorry.
Remember that in the future.
Yes.
Anyway, it goes to this kobold. Who is going to run up to there. And will take a slingshot, take a shortbow shot at the guard that's still up, in fact. Seeing its kobold, its brethren fall down. 11 won't hit, though, as that one will just bounce off the plate of the guard shield, the metal of the tip of the arrow shattering as it collides. The next kobold's dead as it goes to Astrid.
Okay. As her bonus action, she's going to cast Healing Word at 2nd level on the poor guard.
Okay.
Okay. And then as her... Oh, wait. Yeah, that's fine. Then she's just going to do Ray of Frost at the next closest one, which is that boy.
Okay. That'll hit. Damn. As that one goes down.
Neat. And that's her.
Okay. So it goes to this one. It will look out toward the battlefield and will look back toward the 2 at the back as... What languages do you all speak?
Do you want them in chat?
Yes.
Okay.
It's easier that way.
I just wanted to check.
Trying to see what languages James has. Okay, there it is. Okay. And then Silas. Okay. So Silas and Soul understand what is being said here. Soul, you hear the Kobold speak out in Draconic toward the two at the back as it goes, "Pushing in on us! What do we do?" And you see the one in the wizardly garb with the staff just respond back abruptly, going, "Pull back! Wait for them to come to us! I will handle it!" As this one pulls to the back. And that is its turn. Sorry, it can move and shoot, as it will take a short bow attack toward Astrid as it moves. But you heard everything they were saying, Soul. As Astrid does a 19 hit.
Yes. But I will use Lunar Virtue for myself this time.
Okay.
So I can do that now.
So how much AC do you gain?
I gain 4, so never mind. I mean, it'd be a 19.
It would still hit them.
It would still hit.
So you're going to use it or not?
Yeah, because it does damage to them.
Okay, you take 7 piercing.
Okay, and then they take radiant, so they take 9 radiant damage.
He's still up, but he's looking bad.
Okay, cool.
This goes to this wizardly looking one, as it will just be grumbling to itself as it walks over. And gets to there. Alrighty. As it takes its staff high, as you see it begin to glow, as the purple crystal begins to change color from a purple to a red. As from this space, fire begins to spark up as a swathe of flame blasts out from this space, engulfing you all. As I need dexterity saves from Carolina, Astrid, Soul, Isaac, Josie, and Silas.
My dice are broken.
I'm sorry to hear that. Alright, now Carolina. Nice. And Silas. That's funny. So, Astrid, that is a fail. Soul, that is a fail. Isaac, that's a success. Josie, that's success. And then obviously 2 successes from Silas and Carolina. So, Soul and Astrid, you take 31 fire damage. Isaac, and the rest that succeed, you take half of that.
Astrid is barely up right now.
That's a spicy meatball.
Yeah. She is singed and teetering.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
on the ground yet, but...
Carolina also does not look particularly good after that. And neither does, well, everyone's looking a bit bad after that one.
Can I take my reaction?
Sure.
Okay. Radiant Rebuke.
Okay. Alrighty.
DC 15.
Yep. It does make the save. So it'll take half. As the radiant rebuke from the shield bounces off and burns against it, though the creature is able to seemingly dodge out of the way of it slightly. Then, what else can it do? Does it have anything else it'll do? Nope. Casts it, and then it moves back as it'll go back. What was that? 15 feet it moved. So it can move 25, 30. It'll move back to there. Because that is its turn. As it goes to Silas, and let's see. Firstly, he will blade sing. As he will begin the blade song. Does he not have a thing for that? He should. That would be smart. Okay. Sorry, just 1 second. I'm just figuring out exactly what he can do. Okay, so then he is going to move. Just move to there. And... Oh, he has Blade Song in incorrectly on his character sheet for some reason. Weird, I'll talk to him that later. Sorry. I don't know everything he can do, so I'm trying to figure this out. As he will Song of Assault. No, he won't use that yet. He is just going to... God, he really doesn't have a lot of range options. Chill Touch is ranged. Yes, so he will Chill Touch the wizardly individual. And that'll hit, dealing the full damage to them. So that would be him. Soul.
Free action. They are strategizing. They plan to hold back. That wizard is their win condition. Then just gonna move to here. Sorry, my mouse is acting weird. Okay. So you like fire, huh? Well, let's see if you can handle the heat.
Where did you move to? Sorry, I'm just... Okay, I see you now.
Just snaps her.
Go ahead.
She snaps her fingers.
You're casting a spell.
Nope, an ability.
Okay.
Phoenix Flower Explosion. She creates a flower on top of him, bursting out 15 feet. He has to make a Constitution save. Creatures within 15 feet of him make a Dex save.
Okay.
Just triggers Warm Flame while you do that. And...
Ooh, nat 20 is the con save.
Hmm.
But creatures within 15 feet?
They have to make Dex saves.
1, 2, 3. 3 creatures.
Triggers Warmth of Flame on Astrid.
Fail.
And
Nat 20 on the
reconstruct.
other strange-looking kobold for the dex save. And then the DC is 15. Success on this one. So 2 successes and 1 fail. On the fail, this one falls to the ground dead. And
I heard the 7 was for me. Is the 6 also for me?
Yes.
Yes.
On the wizard and the strange one here, the fire does not seem as effective. As their scales seem to hold back a bit at it.
Good to know. Then she'll use a 2nd level healing word on herself.
Mm-hmm.
And reconstructive healing.
Okay.
And that's her turn.
As it goes to this one, it will hold its spear up and will hold both of its arms up with shield and spear as it will let out a call on Draconic as it will go, "Rally now!" As he will slam his hands together and he lets out a roar, and all of a sudden you see the other kobolds all around him, aside from the chieftain, begin to look a bit more motivated as they seem a bit more aware and active as they get to move. As this one is going to move to here. This one will start to pull up. This one moves there. And this one will start to pull up. As then the strange one rushes forward. Just 1 second, let me check. It should have this. Yes, okay. Making it to there. As it runs forward, seemingly with a bit more vigor than perhaps it should after its cry out. And it is going to take 2 attacks with its spear. One first toward Barrel, and then the other toward Soul. 17 toward Barrel.
That missed.
And then an 18 toward Soul.
Shield.
Okay. As that would be its turn. Josie.
Okay.
I should add this guard to the initiative. I forgot to do that.
How tall are these, like, cart things that are dotted about? What I assume
Well,
are,
these
like,
are buildings.
temporary. No, like these guys.
Oh, the tents?
Yes.
The tents maybe stand about, at the tallest, like 10 to 15 feet tall.
Okay. Move to there. Bonus action, I'm going to Hunter's Mark the wizardly looking one.
Okay.
And then, let me read. Does using the Tradewind Cloak to grant advantage cost an action or a bonus action?
What does it say?
When you make a ranged weapon attack, you can give yourself advantage.
Then it doesn't cost anything.
Excellent. I will do that. And I will use the scrap rifle to aim at the wizardly kobold.
Sure. Unfortunately, a 13 will not hit.
Nah, sure won't.
Is that you?
No, I'm sorry. My fucking Roll20 won't, like, format, so I can't see all of the numbers.
It's bad today for some reason.
Yeah. Please, just tell me. Don't make me do math. Alright, okay, it rolled a 4. which is just above my bad times. All right, well then I can still shoot her again. Yeah, so I will try again.
All right.
The advantage goes away because
Yes,
I
it
missed the
does.
first time, right? Yeah, well. Still Hunter's Mark. Is the Kobold a humanoid?
It is.
Damn, I hope I hit.
21 will hit.
Beautiful. Okay. But that is me.
All right. That kobold's dead. As it goes to this one. He's gonna pull up. He's gonna take an attack at the Scarred. Actually... Simply because I forgot to give him his turn earlier, because I forgot to roll initiative, I'm not going to do that, because it's very likely that he would die. So I want to at least give him a turn. So the attack would be at barrel. 15 at you, barrel.
That misses.
As he appears to be striking more accurately, but still does not make his target. Alright. Before I end this round, I'm going to have the guard go. As he is going to take his pike, and he is going to stab it out toward this one here. So let's see. A 12 would hit. Dealing 4 piercing. The Kobold appears pretty hurt after that. Just 1 second. I was just remembering how much he healed for because I didn't mark it down. I got it though, don't worry. And that would be his turn as he continues to look out toward them, trying to fight. This one's dead. Alright, as it goes to this kobold in front of you, Barrel, as it's going to attempt to latch onto you and start stabbing. As 23.
Yep, that'll hit.
Alright, as he stabs into you, dealing 3 piercing damage. Sorry, wait. Supposed to be more. As you see, he strikes a bit, with more... what's the word? With a... Vigor and more, at more crucial spots. As...
Not my crucial spots.
You take an additional... Where was it? You take an additional 2 piercing on top of that. 2!
Bless you. So
Thank
5 total.
Yes.
Is it magical? Oh, no, that doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter. I always forget. So it's reduced to 2.
Yes.
Okay.
That is its turn.
Thank you.
Isaac.
You're muted.
Yeah, you're muted, bud.
My bad. As a bonus action, I will use the Ring of Eldjazire on the wizardy one.
Okay.
And shoot it with 2 Eldritch Blasts.
Okay.
First shot. 20.
Will hit.
Second shot.
Will hit.
Damn, another poopy damage. Well, that's 22. 22 overall.
Yeah.
And
not so poopy.
Yeah, not so poopy. And that's me.
Okay.
Oh, I will also. I'm sorry. I will move right here.
Okay. Didn't that kobold just go?
There's
This-
a dead one.
There's a dead one.
Oh, it's a
underneath
dead
it.
one underneath it. You're correct. That was the dead one that was on there. There we go. This one. As it'll pull up closing Barrel off and is going to attack Barrel. As they seem to be trying to pick a target and jump on him. Bad roll, though, on a 14. That'll miss. So Carolina's going to move up to this one here, and she is going to take an attack with her rapier. The Vault Edge. 18 will hit, and as she hits, though, the armored kobold, as he is struck, will take his shields. You'll turn it about, as it is a spiked strange shield, and as he turns, you see some of the spikes shoot off of the shield and slam into Carolina, as she takes... Oh boy. 5 piercing and 11 poison damage as Carolina falls unconscious. But she gets her attack off first, so... There is that. But Carolina falls to the ground unconscious.
There goes my flanking.
Rolled max damage on the poison.
Yeah.
She takes... Big chunk of damage, though. Resistant to any of it? Nope. Barrel.
Alright, seeing Carolina come up and do that, and then fall unconscious after this bastard knocked her out. Just like furious bloodlust just pulsing through her. Barrel's gonna whip around and recklessly attack this one.
Okay. As you hit, he's going to do the same thing to you, as the spike's just going to shoot out into you.
Okay.
As you take... Oh! 10 piercing and 11 poison damage.
10 piercing, 11. So 5 piercing and 11 poison. Okay.
That was just max damage.
And with that hit, I haven't come up with a visual representation of how this works yet, but I am going to tack on a Bite of the Wilds. So first, let me find out the damage type. It's of course, it's fire.
It is fire.
All right, so it's fire. Gotta check the.
I mean, I think I gave you a description of it in the thing.
You did. I have a thing set up for it.
Okay.
So the damage triggers first. Let's make sure I have all that checked off. Yep. There we go.
Okay. Fire doesn't seem as effective.
All right. So it is just the 9 points of fire damage. And then the target is burning and takes 1 fire damage at the start of their turn. Additionally, the initial fire damage dealt spreads to 1 target of your choice within 10 feet. So I'll just have it trigger to the guy next to him.
Okay. So he looks pretty bad, but it's still up.
And my second attack, I'll continue on the same guy I was hitting.
Okay. With how hard you hit him last time, he will do it again to you, though.
Okay.
As the spikes on the shield seemingly are gone after this last attempt. Sorry. As he slams into you, you take 10 piercing and 8 poison damage. Another 10. Jesus, dude. He loves that number.
Okay. Don't have a healing potion. That's me.
Okay, that's you.
Yep.
The Destin Guard is going to take his pike and slam it out toward the lead one, as he appears to have reach as he swings out toward him. 18 hits, too. That was weird. Did us 4 damage to him. That kobold is dead. It goes to Astrid.
Okay. Astrid is going to step forward to here.
Mm-hmm.
Select move. Thank you. Oh, I'm hovering over the names. That's why. And then she is going to use Instrumental of Ice and Gale.
Okay.
So should I describe that?
If you'd like to.
Okay. She starts playing her violin, and she's speaking in Sylvan, so anybody who can understand Silver will hear her say, I think I know enough of hate to know that for destruction ice is also great and would suffice. And as she's playing, there's this like sort of frost starting to spread out across the ground from beneath her. And as she hits the final note, the frost shoots out and hits 4 of our enemies and 4 of our allies. So, enemies. I want her, those 2, and then that one.
Ping
They're all
again.
within 60 feet of me.
Ping that again.
Yeah. This one,
Got it. Mm-hmm.
those 2, and then that one.
Okay.
So,
Cold doesn't seem as effective on this one. But it seems fully effective on the others. It's half damage on success.
yes.
These 2 die. And then the big guy, con save. Does make the con save. That's a really good roll again. These guys don't have that good saves. I don't know how they're making these as well as they are.
Okay, and then for my allies, the frost sort of settles across your skin like a temporary armor, and you get temp HP. So that's gonna go to Beryl, Soul, Silas. Can I give it to Carolina, and then she'll get it when she wakes up? Because I know temp HP won't get her up.
Temp HP won't get her up if you... I mean, she'll have it when she gets up, sure.
Then yeah, I'll also give it to Carolina.
Okay.
So Beryl, Soul, Silas, and Carolina will get that temp HP.
Okay.
That will be Astrid.
Okay. As it'll go to this one. Well, it'll run over to here and it's gonna attack Carolina. It would miss, though, with a 13 being the higher roll. Wow. As it goes to the wizard-y fellow, as they take the staff as they hold it out and begin to perform an intricate motion with it, and then slam the staff into the ground. As it does, occupying the same shape, copies of her begin to appear. What look like images of her looking almost exactly alike them, as there are illusory duplicates of herself that look to be impossible to tell the difference of, as they are constantly shifting positions and moving, all of them there. Then, you'd see her point the staff out and begin to mutter in Draconic, as souls you would hear her say, "Blessing of great ancestor, blood gressing of late ancestor, come to me, make your vestige seen." And then her staff begins to swathe, get wrapped in cold energy, and then it begins to swirl out, and something begins to appear, swirling out from this space as something begins to appear there as from that space, the visage of a mighty white dragon appears as... There we go. It appears in this space. About there. Looking out toward you all as it lets out a roar. this. And yeah, as it appears there, it lets out a roar, and you see all the kobolds who are up begin to have their wounds mended by some sort of energy rushing over them after the roar goes off. As they are healed. That's his turn. Or turn. Goes to Silas. Move up. We'll take a swing at the lead guy. And he will take a... Let's see. What is Green Flame Blade? 5 or 10 feet, the bounce?
5.
Okay, just wanted to make sense. Just wanted to make sure. So it's not going to be Green Flame Blade. Well, I don't know where his other thing is, so it's just going to be a normal attack. That will hit. Wait, is it in his... Yeah, no, that's fine. It'll just be this. As he will swing out. Alrighty. As he carves into the guy in front of him. And that will be his turn. Soul. No, he would also Song of Assault that guy.
Wait, what?
No, he just Song of Assaulted him as well.
Okay. Does she recognize the visage of that dragon at all?
I mean, it looks like a dragon.
Okay.
It doesn't look like a particular dragon, or if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
It just looks like a white dragon.
Okay.
You would notice that as it appears, though, now there's what looks like a link of cold, frosted energies that are shared between the two of them.
All right. She's going to slam her fists together angrily and separate her hands, creating a ball of fire and summoning the flaming sphere right here.
That's a spell.
Yes, it is.
As you do that, the creature will raise its staff high, and you are going to be counterspelled.
Okay, looking absolutely confused at why that ball of fire is no longer there.
Fails to come from your hands.
She'll reach out and touch Carolina and cast a 3rd level Cure Wounds.
Okay.
Okay, who looks bad? Like, who looks bloodied right now?
Think about everyone looks bloodied.
Yeah, Astrid is bloodied, but she's not in the middle of the fray.
The worst
so-
looking one in the middle of the fray is Beryl, but she's only worse, a bit worse than you. The guard looks like the worst one over here of non-party members, and the worst of your party members is Astrid. No, sorry, the worst of your party members is Carolina. Yeah, that's wrong. Carolina still looks the worst.
I'll do reconstructive healing on Carolina.
Okay.
That's... She gains another 17. And that's all I can do.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. So it goes to this one. As he is going to take 2 spear attacks at Barrel. 2 22s.
Yeah.
Alright. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as he stabs into you.
Okay. He does take the 1 fire damage at the start of his turn.
Yes.
Ooh.
You have advantage?
No, I think rage just gives me strength saving throws.
And you fail as you are poisoned
Ooh.
for 1 minute. You'll be able to repeat the save at the end of your turn. So you take 8 piercing and then 13 poison damage on the first attack. Second attack.
How much poison?
13.
13. And then you said 8 piercings?
Yes.
Okay, so...
And then 10 piercing and 6 poison damage on the second attack.
Sorry, give me those numbers one more time.
10 and 6. 10 being the piercing, 6 being the poison.
Okay.
And that's his turn. Josie.
All right. This might be a silly question, but how, like, corporeal is this dragon?
It's not fully there, it looks like.
Okay.
Like, it's solid, but you can see that it's like a visage, like it's a magical, creation, not like an actual dragon.
Okay, cool.
Though... Sorry, I didn't do this for the others, but I'm remembering it now. I think it technically... Yeah. I need you to make, as you are able to see and comprehend this thing, I need you to make a wisdom save at the start of your turn. You are frightened for 1 minute.
Alright. Well, I'm going to try to continue shooting at the wizard one.
Soul, roll me that wisdom save as well for you. And, I'll have to roll for Silas. I'm realizing now frightened doesn't completely fuck you over, so it's not that big of a deal. Silas is fine. Go on, Josie.
Alright, so she's still hunter's marked. And I'm still using the scrap rifle.
Okay. You have disadvantage on the attack because of the, frightened.
Yes.
You're good, Soul.
My character sheet closed.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's okay. This is... I keep refreshing it to try and fix this formatting so I can actually read the side scroll, and half the time I do that, it won't reload, like, the top bar where it has, you know,
Roll 26.
all the information
Do you
one
want me
needs
to roll the attack for you?
It's loading up now.
Okay. We're going to call a break at the end of this round, by the way, guys. I know we usually take our breaks earlier, that's why I'm letting you know.
Can you show us your Christmas shirt?
Nice.
Nimbus.
Snoopy.
It does look like this reload did, in fact, fix my formatting, though, so that's exciting.
Okay. 25 will still hit. You have a net disadvantage.
Love to see it. Still a humanoid. Beautiful, beautiful.
That'll never change. Everything here is a humanoid. So.
I hope so. Cool. And cool. And second shot at her as well.
Okay. That'll hit. Fuck it, disadvantage, you said. As she's looking pretty bad.
Nice. That's me.
Goes to this kobold, who's going to start going at Beryl, who's not looking great. As one dagger strike, 22.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be 5 piercing. 7 piercing. Because of the bonus I forgot.
Okay, so it's reduced to 3.
Yes.
Still up.
That is his turn. We are going to take our break now, as let's all be back by 9. Yeah, we'll take our break now. As
I did drop a Robert Frost poem, if anybody was wondering.
As
You did what?
The thing Astrid said was the
Alrighty. Let's get back to it. Where's my music? There you are. Okay. As this kobold's dead. Isaac.
How bad does the witch lady look? Witch kobold.
Better than you.
Better than me.
Well, she doesn't
Okay.
look
Damn.
She looks
Savage.
hurt and bloodied, but not that badly.
Okay. First, as a bonus action, I would like to cast Hex on her.
Okay. Normal hex.
Yeah, normal Hex.
Okay.
Second, I would like to shoot 2 Eldritch Blasts at her.
Mm-hmm.
First one. 21.
Hits.
Second one.
Hits.
She's still up?
Yes.
Okay, in that case,
I'll tell you if she...
I think this is a free action, but you could tell me it doesn't actually say if it's a bonus action. It just says that on hit I can expend
It's on
the
hit.
Eldritch Fire. Okay. Then I will expend the Eldritch Fire.
Mm-hmm.
17.
Alrighty.
17 damage, that is. Oh, she's still up? Shit.
1 second. I don't think it applies your additional damage.
Oh, okay.
Because,
Yeah, you're probably right.
Because
Yeah, that'd be-
it's on a hit. It's an additional rider, so it doesn't get other riders.
Yeah. Sorry, I just had Hex
It's
marked
okay.
down
It's
already.
okay. I'm just letting
So,
you know that.
So 10.
Yes. Alright.
And she's still up?
She's still up.
Shit. Okay. Well, that's me.
Okay. That kobold's dead. Carolina. Do what she's been doing. Take her Voltage attack at the big boy. Mind her, she did just get healed as well, so... the kobold lady, that's why. I just wanted to, as a reminder. 16 does not hit. But there would be flanking, so 17, 18 does. As that guy's looking bad. And then it goes to Beryl.
Okay. I am poisoned. Is that just the standard poisoned effect where
Yes,
I have
sir.
disadvantage? Okay.
You
Alrighty.
get to save at the end of your turn.
I will. I'm gonna make a reckless attack.
Okay.
There we go.
Got it.
No, just be a regular. Okay. Nice. Nice.
Nice.
Max damage. How's he looking?
Alright, like I said, he looks bad. He did also just get healed, though.
Alright, I'll
Like the other kobolds.
make a second attack at him.
Uh-huh. That'll hit.
So, yes, straight roll, yep. Oh, sorry, I forgot to uncheck the...
It's okay.
Just ignore 1 point of damage.
Yes.
Okay, that's me. So make a... What kind of save?
Constitution.
Dusha. Wow, what the fuck?
still
I'm good at those. Come on.
You're still poisoned.
God damn. Alright, that's me.
You're gonna be more upset when you learn what you have to roll to succeed it.
No,
You're so full
no.
of poison.
He's gonna take an attack at the lead guy. 17 will just hit.
Nice.
It's max damage. Almost max damage.
Almost.
Nice. Alrighty. Astrid. Sorry,
Astrid's
again,
gonna
I forgot
cast-
to do these things. Fuck me, man. Astrid, roll a wisdom save at the start of your turn. Beryl, roll a wisdom save at the start of your turn. Isaac, yada yada. You're frightened.
Okay.
You're fine. You're fine. And then I'll do Carolina. Carolina's fine. Okay, you're frightened.
Astrid's gonna cast Infernal Moon Curse on the witch lady in the back.
Okay.
She's already used her counter spell for this round, for last round, so
She seemed to cast it, yes. She does make the save, though.
okay.
Jesus. I don't know how this keeps happening. Takes the damage, though, however. As the
Okay.
spell works that way. Is that you?
Then as a bonus action, I'm gonna give Bardic Inspiration to Beryl.
Okay.
Thanks.
And that's me.
This kobold will take attack at Carolina still. $12 will not hit. Sorry, 14 technically it was. Will not hit, though. As it goes to the kobold wizard's turn. As you see, it goes to her turn as the dragon lets out a roar and looks around as it starts to glare out towards all of you, scanning each of you over. As its eyes fall to Beryl, its mouth opens and it shoots out what looks like a torrent of cold toward her. As Beryl does a 26. Damn.
I'm gonna use Lunar
Yeah.
Virtue.
19. Okay.
So you get a bonus. You get 4 to your AC. Does that change anything?
No.
Okay. Then the dragon is gonna take damage, unless it doesn't take damage because it's weird.
As the damage appears to affect the kobold lady.
Okay, so she's gonna take 9 radiant.
Okay. Beryl, as the blast of cold goes over you, you take 11 cold damage.
I'm unconscious.
Okay. That's rare.
Mm-hmm.
And
That poison was really nasty.
yeah. And the dragon just keeps looking out with a prowl, looking out toward all of you. And the woman is going to... She is going to cast a spell as you see her hold the staff up, move it about, and then what looks like a wispy flames begin to wreathe her body as she begins to shed bright and dim light. That doesn't really matter here, as it looks like a wisp of fire is wrapped around her now. Alright. And then she is going to start to move. She runs to there, moving out of sight for some people. That's her. Silas will take his attack at the big guy. 17 will hit. He's still up, though. That's Silas. Soul.
Okay. So she'll bend down and cure wounds on Beryl.
Mm-hmm.
And give me 2 seconds. She's going to use reconstructive healing on Beryl as well. And
I get all that?
yep,
Is it supposed to be 3?
because I use a 3rd level spell. And she's got a D12 for her hit die.
Mm.
Works the best on Beryl.
She's hearty.
And I really don't have anything to do with my bonus action now. That is
It's not how it works. When a target heals for expended hit die in this way, they heal for an additional amount equal to the level of spell spent, or an amount equal to the number of dice for warmth and flame. So they should just heal for an additional 3.
As I wrote, I could be wrong. Like I wrote down the formula.
Target heals. They heal for an amount equal to the level of spell. Amount to the spell spent.
Yeah, it says
Spell slot.
they can expend an amount of hit dice
Okay.
equal
All
to
right.
the
All
spell
right.
slot.
Yeah.
So,
That's fair. I would.
so I do have to expend my.
No, you
hit
don't.
dice,
No,
though.
no. That's not how it works anymore.
Oh, okay.
There's an errata at the bottom of it. Don't worry about the resource for it.
Okay.
Okay, my bad. Go on.
But that is her turn.
Okay. So it goes to the lead boys. He's going to swing at Soul twice after seeing her do that. Do. That would be a 22.
Can't do anything about that.
10 piercing and 10 poison. And I need a con save. That is a fail. You are poisoned. And he takes one more swing. That is a 15, though, so it definitely won't hit. As that is him. You don't have to roll anymore because you already succeeded. Josie, as it goes to your turn, just checking when you get to save for frightened again. Okay, it'll be at the end of your turn. You can make the save for frightened again.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna keep on shooting at the witchy woman.
Yeah, I think you can still see her. Yep, you're still good.
Yep. She's still within my range. So,
Just more seeing if she was in line of sight still was my concern.
yes. I'm gonna use cloak again to make it a straight roll.
Okay. That'll hit.
Cool, that means it will do extra damage as well.
As that hits, you see the flame surrounding her flare up, and then it seemingly vanishes out of existence, the flaring up, and then flares up around the dragon. And then you take damage after hitting her, as it bounces to you.
Okay.
As you take 6 fire damage.
Alright, and then I will take another shot.
She's looking bad, though. That'll miss.
Yeah, that one won't do it. All right. Well, that is me.
Okay. As it goes to this kobold, it is going to attack the guard, as it is the worst looking one near it. 19 will hit, too. As it jabs into the guard, and the guard is looking bad still, again. At the top of the round, those of you with high passive perceptions hear what sounds like heavy armored footsteps running over. And from the side of the map, you see several guards wad in. Their pikes drawn. And they will get to go on the next round, assuming that it's still going. Isaac.
I will target the Witch Lady and fire 2 Eldritch Blasts.
Okay.
First shot.
Same
Two.
thing happens as to Josie as some fire bounces and you take 7 fire damage, but that hits.
7. Hang on. Eldritch Blast is being a bitch. 17.
Yep, she's still up.
Okay, next shot. 25.
That'll hit.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Still
19.
Up. Is she still up after that one? Sorry, you do take damage, but I'm checking if she's still up. You would take 13 fire damage.
Ooh.
But, yeah, as you blast into her, it hits into the side of her crowned head as she, you hear a crack and she falls to the ground dead.
Sweet.
As she falls,
Okay.
the orb she was holding in her right hand falls to the ground and shatters instantly upon colliding with it.
Does the dragon disappear?
No, the dragon remains, but it appears to be fizzling.
In that case, I will move away from the dragon to like right there.
Sure.
That's it.
I realized I forgot to make my wisdom save. Is it no longer an issue?
The dragon's still there. You can still roll
Okay.
it, though. You make it. You're good now. You're no longer frightened. Is that you, Isaac?
Yes.
Carolina it goes to, who's going to try and take down Big Boy. She will swing. And miss. That's her. Barrel.
Did you get flanking?
Take your turn.
Okay. I'll hit.
That'll hit.
Okay.
As you hit, you crack it on the side of its head as it cracks through the skull helmet as it just starts leaking blood as he falls to the ground dead.
Okay. And I'll make my second attack at this one.
Mm-hmm. That will hit. Falls to the ground dead.
Okay. That's me.
Scarred. Move to there, and he's going to take a pike attack at the one that's still left. Oof. Not gonna hit. Astrid.
Astrid is going to cast Dissonant Whispers on that one.
Okay. Wisdom save. rolled a 19 with a -2, so it does succeed.
One day I will get to do a bonus effect. One day.
So he rolled a grand total of a 17 for him.
Yeah, so he just takes 5.
He's still up.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. It in fact goes to this kobold, as he is going to run forward and is going to try to take the guard down. Take his attack. Miss. That's him. As the dragon begins to fade, it lets out one mighty roar as it then opens its mouth wide and he starts blasting out a bellow of cold toward... Let's see, can get 5. Sol, Silas, Astrid. So Sol, Silas, Astrid, Isaac, and then Josie. So this is at Sol, 21.
As an attack roll, shield that.
Yeah, I said a 21. So, okay. Then Silas misses with a natural 1. Astrid, 22.
Yeah.
9 cold damage. And then Isaac, 26.
Yeah.
Doesn't like you. 10 cold
No.
damage.
Isaac is down.
Okay. And then Josie, 19.
Yep.
12 cold damage. The damage did increase with each breath, which is crazy. And then after that, the dragon vanishes. Gone. And the wizard lays on the ground, dead. Goes to Silas, who will move to there. He's going to try and finish this kobold off. 24 will hit. Yep, that kobold falls to the ground dead. I'll let it stay in initiative for a moment, because Sol, it is your turn. If you were talking, you're muted.
That was for Isaac.
Okay.
That's your turn.
Alright. And as you look out at the battlefield, all of the kobolds are dead as the fight comes to an end. Initiative ends. All of you are alive. It's pretty beat up, though, as the first thought that immediately jumps to mind as that occurs is those of you that know kobolds know that that the red scaled ones that you were fighting were per the course, but those two, the wizard and the hide armored one, were definitely not average kobolds. But the fight comes to an end. As let me get a music change real quick, and then I'll describe what's happening. Roll20 is just being the worst right now. And it's like fucking my computer. It's almost funny if it wasn't upsetting. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. It's like fucking over my computer. Is this the playlist I'm looking for? Sure. Okay. As the combat comes to an end, the guard who likely survived because of your intervention looks out toward you, Beryl, and looks to the others of you, and he nods. He goes, "Thank you. I'd probably be dead if it weren't for you all." As he clutches his wound in pain still.
Aye, that looks really painful. You should probably go get that looked at.
I have to... Yeah! As he starts to move away.
Oi!
The other
Yeah, I'll
guards
just wave
are
down to the other guards.
moving over as you see them rush the building. Looking like as if they're about to go enter it.
Is this a bench?
What? Yes.
It's gonna go sit down on the bench.
Okay.
I was over there on the bench.
What do you all do?
Isaac will make his way over to the body of the witch.
Sure.
Now that purple glass orb, is that familiar ass purple?
No.
No? Okay, well I will still inspect the body
Sure.
to see if there's anything
Yep.
worthwhile.
Okay. Everyone else, what are they doing?
Can I... I know they're dead and everything, but I was gonna try. I wanna, use a magic awareness and see if there's any lingering, like, different type of energy on the armored one and the wizard.
Not particularly.
Okay.
Anyone else doing anything?
Do any of you speak Draconic?
Is that what these
Yes.
folks were saying?
Yes.
I believe Silas does. He did something with Draconic in the cave we were in one time.
Silas would confirm he speaks Draconic.
Okay, so only one of you heard. If I am not mistaken, I believe that woman was a sorcerer. She said that white dragon, it was her ancestor. Similar to me, I am descended from the phoenix.
Guards run inside the building as you all are talking and doing whatever you're doing.
Not sure that would help in any investigation, but good to know, just in case more of those things come back. My fire was useless against them.
Right, well, if they've got the blood of dragons, I mean...
Isaac, you can roll an investigation check.
I did.
Did you?
I did.
Okay. You find on the body of the person, there's the staff lying next to them on the ground. But aside from that, there's nothing but a cloth bag that is on her person.
I scoop the bag up and see what's inside. Unless,
As
I go. Yeah,
As
go
you
ahead.
open it, you see what looks like several pieces of spell paper.
Interesting.
Like a lot of pages stuffed in there.
Are the spells written in common?
They're not. There's no spells inscribed on them. Spell paper is paper.
It's just,
It's used
it's
for
just
spell scroll creation that before they turn into spells.
understood. Can I assume that these were swiped from inside the building?
It's a fair assumption to make, considering where it is and what you just saw happen, with the door bursted open.
Are there windows on this side of the building?
No, the windows are at the front, though the door to the building is also open,
Okay.
and the guards went inside, as I said.
Well, I will make my way over to what I assume is the window right here, and I will look inside, see if the guards are fighting anything or.
So you look inside, you see the storefront area of this building completely wrecked in ruin, things broken and such, and as well what looks like a human woman lied on the floor, wounded and bleeding, as the guards are appearing to tend to her.
I yell out to Soul. I go, Soul, we got a live one. We could use some help.
She would run over.
I point her into the building.
Sure.
Is there...
You're going to run into the building?
Mm-hmm.
As you run into the building, you find yourself in the room I described before, as you see three guards, by the woman. One is holding her up aloft, while the other is tending to her with bandages.
Is she conscious?
No.
Okay. Soul would reach out. Cure wounds.
Okay. As you do, the wound begins to shut, and the guard ends up bandaging it, as he looks over to you and goes, "Thank you! We have to get her to a healer, or and such." As two of them get up and go to move, carrying her, as looks over to you all and goes, "Good thing you were here. We were attacked. The city was also attacked at a..." Sorry, 1 second. What's the place? Where is it? We were also attacked at the dragon's tinctures. We have to get this woman to a medic as soon as possible and rush over there. We don't know what's happening still. As they go to move her out of the building.
Should we go there?
You saying that to the group or to the guards?
Just sort of generally out loud, hoping that one of the two either...
The forest fellow was heading over there. We should probably check and make sure he's all right.
I don't see an issue with that. We're technically still on the clock. Silas, would you mind leading us there?
Silas can lead you there if you guys are going to go there.
We're in rough shape, though. We should approach it cautiously. I mean, I'm not about to throw down my life for it's a simple paying job.
No, I agree, but I still have some magic left for healing, and I'm sure Soul does as well.
I don't have much left in the way of healing.
Well, we won't know until we get over there. So Astrid will start walking.
Okay.
Just watch us all.
How quickly are you guys moving?
Briskly.
Sure.
Like it's still a walk, but
Like a fast walk.
yeah.
Not taken into the sights or anything.
as you begin to move as briskly as you can over there. As you arrive toward the front of the dragon's tinctures, as Silas knows it, as you see a large amount of guard, about 6 guards around the area, and outside of the small wooden building, there are corpses across the floor. 2 corpses of guards, but then mostly corpses of undead creatures. In fact, undead creatures that you recognize. They're all corpses of those pale, intelligent undead creatures that you had encountered before, that let out that shriek as they died, as they cover the floor all across the area. One of them lays dead, covered in armor, and also covered in what looks like coating of frost and ice on it, and its eyes glowing a cold blue as it lays on the ground dead. And that one you see is barely discernible anymore as a humanoid figure, as its body is impaled and just torn apart through what looks like barbed red spikes that looked to be growing out from inside of it and shooting out from every different corner of the body, as it is a gory mess on the floor. You can see standing above the body is Satanta, who is now folding up his cloth over the sphere as you catch the red top of it being covered just as it's going. Outside, currently, there is the Dragonborn guild representative standing at the back, covered with a small cut across his arm, and then what looks like a unconscious man that Silas recognizes to be the owner of the shop that is being carried away on a gurney, who is not bleeding or visibly, dying, but is unconscious.
Astrid will cast Healing Word on him.
Sure.
Just to
looks a bit
get
better.
a little bit more stability.
Yeah. But there are about 8 corpses of these undead creatures about, and the ground is burnt and charred in different areas, and you see covering the ground in one area is a frosted place of, there's just this wave of cold frost over one area, as if a blast of cone-like ice was shot out in that spot.
Oh, good. Well, probably had a much better luck over here with you on their side.
Yeah, Satanta doesn't even look harmed. As he looks down at the corpse and looks over to you all and goes, "Oh, you aren't looking too great. Had a run-in with undead over at the scriptorium too."
Kobolds, actually.
Kobolds.
Kobolds? Looks
I
all
don't
of
know
you
what they were
over.
doing.
Kobolds messed you up that badly? How many kobolds were there?
Probably
There were
about
quite a few, but
10.
there were a couple that were, well, a little bit stronger.
One of them had a dragon.
Had a dragon? There was a dragon in the city.
An illusionary dragon.
Okay.
It was able to hurt us, but...
And it was real scary.
Well, shit. Were they trying to take something?
I recovered this from one of the leader's bodies, and I show him the scraps of spell paper.
Spell paper. Dragon's tinctures got robbed. Couldn't stop it. The individual who robbed him was with the undead, and he got away with assumingly what he needed.
Do you know what he looks like?
Shakes his head. He was dressed in a full black cloak, black gloves, and all that sort. Really didn't want us to know who he was. Stood about 6'3", though. Maybe 6'2".
Do you know what he took?
Gonna have to wait for dear owner over there to wake up before we could find that out.
I'm curious if the scriptorum attack was a distraction.
It certainly could have been, or they could have also been trying to steal something. Spell paper is expensive. Well, expensive enough. And it's useful. He looks over to the merchant guild representative. Sorry, go ahead.
Any idea how they might have gotten in? I mean, place has a fair amount of guards. Can't imagine they would have just slipped through the gates.
Certainly not. Might be a conversation that has to be had to figure that out. So he looks over to the merchant guild representative as he calls out, Mr. Tohan, everything all right? So he just nods and he goes, it's just a minor wound. I will be fine. So he looks out at the bodies of the undead and of the guard. As he looks a bit sick for a moment and shakes his head as he goes, I think there may have to be a meeting with the mayor about what just happened. As Tanta just nods, he goes, oh, I imagine there's a lot that has to be said, yeah. As he just looks out as he nods, he goes, I should go get the guard captain.
Would you like us to do anything else?
You all are employed here to help protect the city, the town as well, as per the contract.
Yes, that's why I asked.
Let's meet back at the temple. I think we're going to have to talk about this.
All right.
As he begins to go walk off and Tanta kicks the ground a bit as he looks out, humming to himself as he goes, that was a real mess of things. As he leans down, as he starts to look through the body of the, one of the bodies of the whites, or the dead, the white creatures. Shakes his head after looking. Blasted nothing on him either. Reckon the one that was leading them just got away with everything.
Well, I suppose we'll see you at the temple then.
Aye, I'm gonna try and figure some things out here. And then I'll meet you there.
Yeah, Aster will start going to the temple.
Okay.
Yep, follow.
Doing anything along the way?
No.
Okay. She'll arrive back at the temple, or are you just going to wait somewhere?
I was hoping we could take a long rest, or at least try to.
A long rest?
A short rest. My bad.
Yeah, you could tell. I was asking where are you waiting more? Outside, inside?
What kind of day is it? Is it nice?
It's cold, but it's not freezing.
Then Aster was probably in the park.
Yeah, park sounds nice.
She likes it colder,
Park,
so... I know Beryl likes the park.
So
Plus, it's easier to keep an eye out.
So you're gonna try and take a short rest?
Yes.
Sure.
And
Be about it.
Aster will...
Go ahead.
I was just going to use Song of Rest.
Okay. It'll be about an hour before you see Satanta approaching the Temple of Law with what looks like the guard captain and the merchant representative following behind.
Does Song of Rest apply to each hit die or overall?
Just overall.
Okay.
And I'll do your hit die before we go forward.
That'd be cool if it applied to every single one.
Also be broken.
I know.
I actually don't know if it'd be
That's
broken
why-
or not. It'd just be strong.
That's why it'd be cool.
It'd just be strong. I don't know if I'd say it'd be broken. Unless you're a party of warlocks.
Just need one more. Okay. Oh, that actually perfectly fills me up.
Let me know when everyone's good on hit die. I'm going to do Silas and Carolina's. And Carolina's good. Everyone good?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, as you'd see them approaching the building, are you gonna follow? Or walk up to them?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As you do, Satanta looks and nods to you as you're approaching, and the moment he stops to look and nod to you, the guard captain just quickly passes him as she appears to just be rushing inside.
Can't
Do you-
imagine it's a good day to be her.
I can't imagine it's a good day to be her ever, if I'm being quite honest with you. At least she acts like it's usually not a good day to be her. He says with a bit of a smirk. So he's walking in still. You all are following, I imagine.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. As you do, you head following back to the meeting area where you once were. As you're following the guard captain who is just rushing ahead. As you pull up to the doors, which are just creaked open a little bit, as you hear conversation coming from inside between what is likely Lady Alsani and Mayor Serpentstone, as Mayor Serpentstone is just frantically panicking, as she is talking about how defenses need to be put in place, need to make sure things are safe, and you just hear Mayor Alsani going, "You need to calm..." No, sorry, not Mayor Alsani. Lady Alsani going, "You need to calm down, Master Serpentstone. We do nothing with you panicking." As she's in the middle of saying that, the guard captain walks up and just slams the door open. As she walks in with you all following behind. As she looks deadpan toward the mayor and the lady in the room, she goes, "So, you have my guards doing fucking busy work, and then some shit like this happens. Great fucking day to be me, huh?" So all of you are following in, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
As the mayor goes, "God, Captain Galcher, it's good you're here. With what just happened," she goes, "Oh, I bet it's fucking good I'm here, considering that shit's just going fucking nuts for some goddamn reason." As, the mayor goes, "Yes, I'm sorry, but we need to figure something out. The whatever those creatures were, we need to get to the bottom of this. We need to find out why they were here, why they were here, who they were with, and we have to stop it. We have to make sure we stop that. We cannot let them ruin the festival." As the guard captain goes, "And why do we have to make sure they can't ruin the fucking festival? What's it with the festival that's so important? As opposed to just it being important that fucking criminals get brought to justice?" As the mayor goes, "Captain Culture, the festival, as you know, is very..." "Oh, it's very what? Please, come on, spit it out, you stuttering idiot." As Lady Elsani goes, "Enough of this. Shut up. Stop. I can see you're pissed off, God Captain Galcha. But I can also tell you that if you're here to just berate the mayor, we're not going to get anything done. So will you calm down for a moment, and will you also calm down for a moment? Don't embarrass yourself in front of the people you have just hired. As she looks out towards all of you as she says that. And I'd also
Hello.
recommend not embarrassing yourself in front of the Knight of Camelon either. As he is just leaned up against the side of the wall now at the corner. Everyone take a deep breath and calm down. Yes, like that, thank you.
You can exhale, Beryl.
So the guard captain just shakes her head and sighs and goes, "Someone want to tell me what the fuck went on then?" As she walks over to one of the sides of the table and just sits down in a spot where she can see all of you.
Satanta, would you like to begin with your attack, or should we begin with ours?
I mean, up to you. I can say what I need to say very quickly. I only got there for the tail end of it.
Then yes, please go do so.
Well, I'm sure that, Mr. Tohan over here has a more detailed explanation, but from my perspective, I heard something going on in the town. Ruckus, the emergency bell began to ring, and I heard what sounded like, fighting. So I ran over to the Dragon's Tinctures to find 2 guard dead, a couple other fighting still, a bunch of whites, and then 1 frost white, in the middle of attacking the Tinctures. Led by what looked like a 6'2" or 6'3" man in a black cloak with black clothing, obscuring him. Well, quite frankly, I tried to get the jump on and stop. He appeared to be carrying a bag that was rather full. I wanted to know what he stole from the place, and I assumed that he had stolen it. I tried to get the jump on him, but as I got close, he let a blast of magic out that even scared me a little bit. So I was taken a bit aback, and in that moment, he was able to get the advantage and get away, unfortunately. That was my perspective of it. I proceeded to kill the whites as quick as I could then. Overall, I think I minimized the damage that could have been done. As Mr. Tohan chimes up, he goes, "Yes, that sounds about right from what I saw from him. From my perspective, an individual was already in the Dragon's Tinctures when I arrived. He appeared to be in a When I arrived, there were 8 individuals standing outside the Dragon's Tinctures. They looked normal at the time. Didn't look like sorry, that was me. Didn't look like undead at all. They just looked like normal folk standing about. They were all dressed the same. I assumed it was some sort of uniform. I entered the Dragon's Tinctures and I saw that the owner was in the midst of an argument with that black-cloaked individual. Concerned, I went to go involve myself in the conversation, but before I could, surge of magic went off. I got flung into the side of a wall and was out for probably about a minute. When I came to, the individual was gone. There was fighting going on outside, and the unfortunate owner was unconscious as well. Badly wounded. If I didn't run to him, he might not have made it. He might not have made it. As the guard captain goes, "Catch what they are arguing about." As he goes, "It was about items of some sort. He appeared furious that the alchemist would not give him the things he needed. I don't know what he was asking for, but he refused, saying that it was outlandish to give away such things for such a low price." Guard captain.
Does your
Okay.
does the owner of the shop carry unicorn horns?
You would have to ask him. I severely doubt it. Getting a unicorn horn would be an incredibly, impressive feat. I can count on the fingers of the people in this room who I think could kill a unicorn and take their horn. I can count on one hand the people I think who could kill a unicorn and take their horn. And he would have to be incredibly well connected to find one from a deceased one already, or to purchase one.
Physically, you could, but emotionally, Uh, Several weeks ago, we dealt with a murder case of a local alchemist who had been murdered for a unicorn horn he had in his possession. He had received several threatening letters, and, well, I was wondering if the two may be connected.
Well, it could be possible.
At the very least, it's information worth knowing for the town.
As the guard captain goes, I don't expect that this dickhead was just having a argument over the price of healing potions or anything of that sort, though. Probably something real rare and probably something real expensive that he was not willing to spend too much for. Okay. You all then? Looks to the group of you.
We were heading to the scriptorium to begin moving the spell scrolls when we heard the sound of a commotion, and as per our contract, we're obligated to protect the city, so we ran on over. When we got there, there was only one guard surviving, and he was fending off about 10 kobolds at once, with the addition of 2 kobolds who seemed to hold some sort of esteem or command over the others. One was more of a physical fighter, while the other seemed to be a sorceress, correct, Sol?
She nods.
After we managed to help keep that one god alive and take down the remainder of the kobolds just as your reinforcements arrived. So thank you for the backup.
As you said, as per the contract you went to defend, she would have muttered under her breath. You would have heard it. At least the contract is letting people be fucking decent.
Additionally, Isaac found that the sorceress kobold had stolen spell paper. We did recover that, though.
You tell me a bunch of kobolds are able to get into Fox's shop and steal spell paper from him? Before you can respond, the merchant chimes up as he goes, Fox wasn't in. Fox is out of town. She's busy with an affair. She had a friend watching it. She looks over to him as she goes, shit. I didn't know she was out. Yeah, that makes sense then.
What kind of security does Fox normally employ?
Fox is the security. Lady's not a pushover. Doesn't really not the type of woman you'd want to get on the bad side of while she's in the midst while you're near her. Doubt any kobolds could rob from her if she was there, even if they were of a higher esteem. How many dead guards were there?
I actually don't remember.
It's about 5.
5 or 6.
Yeah.
Okay. 5, I believe, but the surviving guard might have a better idea considering they were a team.
Shit. Get the survivor and I'll talk to him later. He might have more information. Well, this is real fucked, isn't it? All of a sudden, someone waltzing into town and robbing 2 stores and killing several people. That ain't great. As he says that, the guild representative Tohan goes, yes, on that note, I can understand how the disguised individuals got into the town. But I'm very confused at how a group of kobolds, how many of them were there?
10, maybe 12.
Yeah, I
10
don't.
normal ones, then 12, including the...
Oh, I was right. Okay. I believe there were 10 standard kobolds and then 2 that were some sort of command role.
So how, in the god's name, did 12 kobolds get into the city undetected? Perhaps you would have an answer for that, God Captain Gulcher, considering you're the ones who operate the gates and make sure things don't get in. As she scratches the back of her head as she goes, honestly wish I could tell you. Gonna have to be an investigation. I can tell you for a fact they didn't get in through the gates. As, the merchant representative responds, you can tell me for a fact. You haven't even done any digging, and you can tell me that you know they didn't. As she goes, I know they didn't get through the gates.
Y'all got tunnels?
Those gates are tighter than a troll's asshole. There's no way they're getting through. Tunnels.
Sewers, maybe.
We have a sewer system. They could have gotten in through there, maybe. We don't exactly advertise the entrances to our sewer outside the city, though. It's probably a bit hard for them. If I'm gonna guess there's some sort of underbelly information there out there that got them in.
Does she look at Silas when she says that?
No.
So you're theorizing they had an inside man?
Not in my guard, no. Doubtful.
Oh no, not in the guard, but someone in the city.
Definitely someone in the city. Likely someone that had a reason to get him into the city. Some sort of motivation, whether it be money or perhaps dedication. I don't know. The corpses for those whites still there. As Satanta goes, I didn't do anything to him, though I think you'll find the Frost White's corpse is a bit, damaged. She looks to Tohan and goes, look like anybody from the town? Tohan shakes his head, he goes, I honestly can't tell you. She go, look into that then. Maybe one of our dear town members got turned into a fucking white, and that's how they got in. As the mayor chimes up, she goes, This is bad. We need to get to the bottom of this. We need to find out who did this. This cloaked individual. They're clearly the one behind it." As the guard captain goes, "Oh, astute observation, but might not be the case. Two separate attacks could be collaboration, but he's the only one that got out alive then, isn't he? Or they're the only one that got out alive. So this black cloak individual, it's a start, but he fucking dipped, didn't he? Looking to Satanta. I don't know where he went off to. They went off to. I'm using he in the gender-neutral version for it, so you're aware.
The Sorcerer's Kobold was also trying to escape.
Yeah.
Likely with the spell papers.
Spell papers, I guess, is worth stealing, but I don't see why they'd need 12 kobolds for that. I really want to know what they took from the dragon's tinctures. As you go on respond, "Man's too hurt to talk right now. He's being tended to as we speak, though." He goes, "Well, I think I'll have a conversation with him when he wakes up."
Oh, if you can't wait, you can always compare his inventory notes to what's still in the shop.
We could do that. We'll see. We'll get a guard in there, see if we can find him. A lot of shopkeepers don't like to keep their notes too out in the open. And he's a weird one, so.
Mayor Serpentstone.
She looks to you. Yes.
I hate to be blunt, but I just need to ask. Did you have any reason to suspect that this might happen? An attack
No.
of any sort?
I had no reason to think that there would be an attack. I thought that it would be fine. I was worried because of the war, and I was just worried in general, but I didn't think that there would be an attack. I have no reason to believe that.
Thank you, Sol.
Hard to say Astrid, hard to say Isaac, hard to say Beryl, hard to say Josie. Sol, like I said before, she seems worried, and she seemed worried, but you can't tell if it's because she thought something was going to happen, or if it's because she's just always worried. I had no reason to think that there would be an attack. If I did, I would have hired more people to try and protect the festival. As the guard captain goes, "You wouldn't have cancelled the festival if you thought something bad was going to happen?" As the mayor goes, that's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. Look, the festival has to happen. We need to stop. We need to stop the man in the robe who did this. Now, you said he was tall. 6'2" or 6'3", right? Knight. As the Satanta goes, aye. She goes, okay. Honestly, I have some theories. I think I know who did this. We have always had some odd ones out here in the town, and I think we all know it, and I'm just going to say it. Vidath. Sorry, 1 second. Vidath, Mr. Perpetor, and that vampire. I cannot think of any people who are more suspicious than them when it comes to this. Especially the vampire. If undead were involved, vampires do undead. It's one of their things.
Silas, is that one of the things?
He'd nod. That vampire can create undead.
No,
I'm not so sure. Oh, go ahead.
hold on now. Haven't we already established that vampire pretty much keeps to themselves in the castle?
And that's suspicious in its own way. Why is it just keeping to himself? Why is he not descended upon the village and done whatever he wants? He's a 300-year-old vampire. He must be plotting something.
Well, hasn't a deal been made with the town? I mean,
A deal that
what
they will
reason
not
would he
tell
have?
any of us about.
What reason would he have to break that?
I don't know. Maybe the deal allows him to do this even. They won't tell us what the deal is. How about you, God Captain Culture? Have they ever allowed you to the information of the deal? She scratches the back of her head and goes, I've inquired about it before, but they tell me the same thing they told you. I've told you this before, Mayor Serpentstone. Exactly. You Lady Ilsani? As she goes, yes, they have never told me the details of the deal. Yet I don't think I have the authority to ask for that as of this moment. Remember, I'm just a citizen. And then she looks to the merchant. And you, of course, I don't think they've ever told you either. And she goes, no, but I never asked. I don't think they would tell me, though. So that is suspicious in its own, is it not? If the deal was all straight, why would they need to hide it from us?
Mayor Serpentstone, from that argument, can I correctly infer that you are for transparency?
Of course I'm for transparency.
So, you believe you'd be able to more effectively protect the town and its citizens if you had insider information about the vampire and his deal in the castle, correct?
We need to know the vampire, Vidath, Perpetor. Those are the three most likely candidates for this.
You see, we're in a similar situation here. You are insistent that the festival go on. We do not know the reason for that. From an outside perspective, it just seems like you are having a party despite your citizens being at risk. If you could share with us exactly why that's happening, why it needs to happen at all costs, even if it hurts your citizens, then we could more effectively address the threat.
I have explained already why I think the festival needs to happen. To protect the heart and soul of the people so that we are not overcome by despair with the war going on.
It's hard to protect people's soul when they're dead.
I didn't think
Let's hope
people
we get a
would be
preferred
dying.
persuasion roll.
I did not think people would be dying.
No, but it's certainly a possibility now.
That's why we have to stop it.
Could we not just go up and ask the vampire what the deal is?
You want to talk to a vampire?
Oh, you've never asked him?
Silas has actually been reading up on them. He says that there are some that are actually quite good at talking and are nice sometimes.
And there are some mushrooms in the forest that won't kill you if you pick them up and eat them. The guard captain says.
Right, and there are some mushrooms that make you have a lovely day, and there are some that give you very bad gas.
And there are some that'll kill you within minutes or hours of you eating them in a painful and excruciating way of dying.
So we agree there's lots of different flavors of mushrooms and people.
But does that mean you should walk into the woods and pick up a random mushroom and eat it?
I'm not saying we go up and pick up the vampire and eat him. I'm just saying.
You're saying you go and you talk to the vampire. To complete the analogy here, lady, the vampire is like the mushroom. It can either be very nice, it could either be ambivalent, or it could kill you in a painful and awful way.
Okay, let's go to the chase. If you give me another 500 gold, I will talk to him.
You're already being paid to protect the town, champ. Don't have any desire to have people being sent to talk to the vampire right now. Again, it's a possibility that he's involved. We don't know that's a fact. And
So what's the suspicion behind the
Isn't
other
that what
two
investigating
individuals?
is?
That's what I'm trying to figure out here. Vidath and Perpetor. You know, Vidath I kind of get. Serpentstone. He's a bit of a character. Kind of an asshole. And a drow also. Not that I'm saying that that's part of your reasoning behind it. I wouldn't imply that. But, you know, he's a bit of an asshole. Abrasive. And he's, keeps to himself a lot. I kind of get it. But Perpetor, the guy who barely looks like he could, hurt a fly because he emotionally can't do it, I don't know about that one. As she just goes, we don't know anything about Mr. Perpetor. He could be putting up an act. It's strange that he spends all of his days inside that the Raven Queen's temple. And also, I'm sorry to say, what is he? I don't know what he is. Do any of you?
I find it unlikely that a local who,
He is not a
Seemingly has
local.
regardless, he has a reputation and is recognizable. Is it
I
really
think you
that
need to
likely?
address your xenophobia.
It's the
that
thing,
too.
it's not a matter of xenophobia. We don't know anything about him.
I mean, you don't know anything about us either, but
I would
we're all
assume
standing in your office. And any of us could be a bad mushroom. You don't know.
I'm a good mushroom.
Beryl, you're a very good mushroom.
So you're just going on. I mean, I've been really mulling over this mushroom thing, and I just feel like it's a bad example of how to deal with people because, like, with mushrooms, you can do your research ahead of time and figure it out. But with people, it's a lot more like guess and check, and you just have to hope and maybe use some outside clues.
Guard Captain chimes up as she goes, well, we also know that none of you could be the figure in black, though.
Probably.
True. Out of character, Jake.
Mhm.
Are the two individuals besides the vampire, obviously, because we have never met him, but Vidath and Perpetor, are they like? Could they reasonably fit that height description?
Yes,
Okay.
easily, in fact.
Okay.
They were both quite tall.
Quite tall. Okay.
There are plenty of tricks, though, that could also explain the height.
I'm not saying that we should take them from their homes and instantly persecute them as the people who did it. But I'm saying that they should be investigated. Clearly they're suspicious.
Well, clearly suspicious.
At least the vampire is bloody suspicious.
So would you like us to investigate the vampire or not? I'm getting very mixed signals about this.
I think we need someone to start investigating, yes. Whether it be the vampire first, Vidath first, or Perpetor. As the guard captain is just going to shake her head, she goes, you're jumping off of nothing. You're assuming that it could be these people without any reason to do it just because you're goddamn afraid of them. As she goes, this is not without warrant. I promise you that. So the guard captain goes, right, fine. We'll say it's not without warrant. Alright, this has been a great talk, Lady Serpentstone. I'm gonna go and start looking into things that matter. You want to start chasing ghosts, chasing fucking vampires, and whatever else you want. You keep up with that, champ. She goes and gets up and goes to leave. As Mayor Serpentstone goes, look, I just, as Lady Ilsani goes, Mayor, perhaps you should go lie down. You appear to be in a great amount of peril and need some time to rest. As the mayor looks to Lady Ilsan, he goes, but, and Lady Ilsan goes, I can handle things from here. Just go, please. She goes, yes, of course. I'll excuse myself then. She goes to walk out. So Lady Ilsani sighs and shakes her head for a moment. Looks to you all and goes. As he looks over to Satanta, who's in the corner of the room. Looks to all of you, including the merchant guild representative, and goes, can I get a moment of privacy between me and the knight?
Yes, of course. Would you like us to wait outside?
Please do.
Or may we go?
No, please.
Oh, okay.
Please do. We have much to talk about.
All right.
All right.
Master will shoo people into the hallway.
Does the merchant guy follow us?
Yes. So
Okay.
give a bow.
Oh, we can't listen then if he's here.
Well, this might change that, though, as he looks to you and goes, I think I'm going to check up on some things and make sure that Dragon's Tincture's owner, whose name I cannot remember, unfortunately. I feel awful now. We'll make sure to do that going further. I want to go check up
Try
on
calling them champ. It seems to work for the guard captain.
I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't think when she does it, people take to it very well. Well, nonetheless, I'll leave you all to it. I don't think I could be much help here anyway. As he looks to you all and goes, thank you for what you did. I know it's in your contracts, but in truth be told, no one would hold it against you if you didn't go and risk your lives like that.
Well, one person would.
I mean, it's not that we wouldn't. It's just, you know, the random accusations on random people.
Look, I don't agree with it. I understand your point, but I'll be fair to the mayor here. Vidath is incredibly suspicious. He always has been. His worship of the drow goddess does not help.
Has he done anything?
Not that we know of. But he's gotten into
So
fights
he-
before. Many
He
times.
worships Loth in addition to Illustrate?
He seems to pay homage to her. I've seen her symbol on him.
Interesting.
That is not a kind deity.
Out of character, we've been given information that he does live outside of the city,
Yes,
right?
he does.
Okay.
But he lives outside the city as well. He could have orchestrated something. He's very suspicious. I don't blame the mayor for being worried about it. Perpetor? I can't say. I don't know what Perpetor is, but I've never taken issue with that. He looks like an elf, but I've never seen an elf that looks like him. Aside from that, he's a sad man. I can't say I suspect he is behind this. But I've seen people who I thought were capable, who I thought incapable of doing bad, do horrible things before. So it wouldn't be the first time I was wrong.
Is the town struggling financially? Would you happen to know? I mean, you are the merchant.
I can tell you with utmost confidence the town is struggling in no way financially. The mayor's fanaticism for the festival confuses me. And let me tell you, I'm a businessman. Festival is good for business. But even I am not that obsessed with making sure it goes well.
I guess some people do put lives before money.
No.
No.
Money before lives.
Well, he said that he wasn't like.
Oh,
that.
gotcha. Okay.
That's why I was giving him credit.
But he doesn't put money before life. But
Yeah.
Well, nonetheless, I'm going to go check up on things and see what information I can get. You all be safe. I don't... I can agree that vampire is suspicious, but that doesn't mean it's a smart idea to go walking up to his castle, knocking on his door.
I want to so bad.
What?
As he goes to walk away. As he steps away.
All right. Give me this door situation.
So wood double doors.
Like, is there like no like is there like is it listenable at? Like, is there space below the door, or is it?
I mean, there is. You can
I'm gonna try and listen. Yeah.
Roll a perception. You're not able to catch all of the conversation, but you're able to catch bits of it, as they appear to be speaking low, quietly, perhaps to counter possible people listening in. As you hear Ilsani saying, "Do you think that this could be related to the disappearance?" And Satanta going, "I couldn't tell you, honestly. I haven't been able to. You don't get any more." Then you hear, "What of your apprentice? He's been looking into a matter." As he goes, I sent him to..." You don't hear the rest. And then, you hear movement as if someone's approaching the door.
Yep. She moves and stands with the others, looking
Satanta,
prim and proper as ever.
Satanta opens the door up, looks to you and goes, "Come on in."
All right.
She
Oscar
goes
will go back in.
back up to the wall as he leans up against it. As Lady Ilsani is sat composed as you enter. She goes, "Apologies, I had a matter to discuss too with the knight."
No, we understand.
"I apologize for you getting roped into this mess. I imagine it wasn't what you were expecting when you took such a, well, simple job."
Well, considering the pay.
"I do not believe the mayor is fully right in her accusations. However, I'll say this. Vidath has been very suspicious recently. He's been acting strangely.
In what way?
He'd never pay the Shrine of Illustre a visit before. But the past few weeks he has been doing so. In fact, he spent as little time in the city as he could before, spending time in it only during the day to get whatever amenities he'd need, and trying to be out as soon as night came."
I saw him at the shrine the other night. I offered to leave in case he wanted to worship in private, but instead he said it didn't matter as long as someone was paying respects. Which makes me wonder if he has some other obligation into providing worship for her.
It's possible, but I don't know. I also don't fully believe the mayor is being transparent with us.
That much is clear.
I don't know why she is as fanatic about this festival as she is, but it concerns me. Let me clear this, though, out of the way. I doubt she is behind any of what just occurred. She's too fanatic about this thing going well to be behind it. That being said, Mr. Perpetor is an unlikely candidate for this. I doubt he could do something this bad. I could be wrong, but I find it unlikely. So I believe if you find any value in the suspicions claimed by the mayor, it would be in the vampire and in Vidath.
Sorry. Not that I would, cast any accusations as quickly as the mayor would, but I think maybe at least a reason Mr. Perpetor would even be remotely involved could have something to do with the lack of the Raven Queen statues in the decorations prior to this year. He seemed to be rather
He
upset
shakes
with
his
it.
head. There were undead involved in the attack. If his logic and his following were behind his anger for the Raven Queen, he would be damning himself by using undead to extract that vengeance. The Raven Queen is very, very strict when it comes to undead. Her despising of them is apparent and strong. It would be counterproductive for him to use undead to bring her wrath. And in fact, it would likely bring the wrath of the Raven Queen down upon him to use undead in her name.
That's fair.
Aside from
We will
that,
take.
at the moment, I'm not interested in a motive. I'm interested in finding out who did this, and then getting to the why.
We will take your insight very seriously. And I suppose we need to speak with the representative again, but I guess this is our main focus now?
Do what you need to
Or
do.
are we still moving boxes during the day?
I doubt that is something more important than this, if you are willing to look into the matter. I'll tell you this, if you're willing to look into either the vampire or Vidath, it would be greatly appreciated.
I've never met a vampire before.
I have also never met a vampire.
He could be really nice.
He could be very nice.
More reasonable than the mayor.
Well, let me tell you that, unfortunately, you are less likely to meet a vampire that will be kind and cordial to you, without ill intent. I am not speaking out of a doubt that vampires can be good. Vampires are creatures created by evil means, predominantly. They are generally evil. But that does not, to me, that does not mean they cannot be reasoned with, or spoken to. Even if you are dealing with someone who is evil, he may not be behind this, and in fact he may be able to be spoken to and reasoned with to possibly help. I cannot say why he's there, though, honestly. The concord that has lasted with the city has lasted for a very long time. Though, the Temple of Erithus is... Temple of Erithus. The Temple of Erithus would be unlikely to make a deal with someone who would be a detriment to the natural order of the town.
At the very least, ruling out suspects is useful to the investigation, and we may be able to give the poor mayor some peace of mind if we can determine exactly what the vampire's deal pertains to.
Yes. Aside from that, the only other is Vidath, if you wish to look into that.
Where would we go to find him if we needed to?
He lives on the outskirts of the west end of town. It's a small house, a wooden hovel.
Is he along a path or in the woods?
Just on the edge of the wood.
Thank you.
Be careful looking into him. I do not know what he is behind, but his willingness to revere Loth, at the very least, could mean something bad.
Thank you for the information.
Thank you for your assistance.
Astrid will stay. I mean, I guess they're already standing.
Astrid will go to leave unless she stops her.
She'd give you proper directions to the castle.
Okay. Well, I can see it.
Point A, point B. We just go.
As the crow flies.
You guys gonna leave?
Right. Yeah.
I'm leaving.
Walking outside?
As we walk out, Isaac is going to drop a clairvoyance in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be set to hearing, and he will walk out.
That is a verbal, somatic, and material component cost. So
okay.
roll me
Very
a
obvious.
roll me a
Very obvious.
stealth.
Sneeze.
What's your passive perception?
What's my passive perception?
Yes.
10.
Those of you with passive perceptions higher than 15 see Isaac cast the spell. And the rest of you as well would Astrid, you would see Satanta look toward Isaac as that happened, but doesn't say anything.
Okay.
I would try to pass it off by like mumbling to myself, like writing in my book. But that's it, and I would leave the room and see if they talk about anything.
You choose seeing or hearing.
Hearing.
Okay. Where are you guys going after you leave the room?
Outside.
Outside.
Alrighty. You talking about anything as you go outside?
What time is it?
Still like afternoonish.
I know.
Where would you be going out otherwise?
I mean, if it was... I mean, I have an appointment at the night.
Yes.
At nighttime.
Isaac, hearing through it, you just hear Lady Ilsani goes, "Should I be worried about the..." Satanta goes, "I'm gonna head out for a moment. I'll be back." And she goes, do whatever you need to do, just don't... Well, be discreet." As he walks, as you'd hear him leaving. And as you guys are walking along, heading back to where you are, you hear Satanta call out to you as you go, "Yo!"
Yes, we'll stop and turn around. Does Isaac keep going because he can't hear?
I don't know. Am I deafened? While I'm listening in?
The sensor remains in place for the duration. It can't be attacked or otherwise interacted with. When you cast the spell, you can choose seeing or hearing. You can choose the sense through the sensors and your space. Creature can...
I think it's basically like a hidden mic.
It doesn't.
Yeah, I would imagine it's like listening through. Like if you have headphones in, you're mostly
I imagine
listening
if you were seeing, I would say you were blind, but not if you're...
Yeah.
I think I was confusing it with the familiar thing.
So no, you can hear.
Okay. I turn. Wave to Sastanta.
Nasty business, all this.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't really expecting to put my life on the line for this job.
What do you all plan on doing?
If I'm being completely honest, I don't like any of the suspects. To say I don't like the idea of investigating any of the suspects that the mayor presented.
No, yes, that's proper terminology for investigations.
I could always ask the trees if they saw anything suspicious prior to it.
Yeah, has there been any sort of like investigating before we jumped on the whodunit of it all?
I think the investigating is going and trying to see if you can figure out who done it. by investigating the person.
I thought it went the opposite way typically.
With an individual who we can't tell the face or of, and we can't get any information on, it's hard to do. You start with ruling out suspects by finding out if you can tell if the suspect was involved or not.
I think our best course of action is to investigate both crime scenes first, instead of going straight towards quote-unquote suspects.
Right. Let's say you are investigating a suspect. What suspect are you going for?
Well, my gut tells me that somebody's not telling us something. And I want to be, the first person I want to talk to is somebody who has history of this place, or a history of the people, maybe. And who better to talk to than a vampire who's been here for 300 years? He may not leave his castle, but I mean, who knows? He could see things.
That's a fair point.
Are vampires known for particularly good sight?
Yes.
Yes.
And hearing and smell.
Oh,
Rather dangerous, though. If he is a threat, you'd be going right into the den of wolves.
Would
You're
you
not-
be willing to come with us?
Can't do that. Gotta stay in town to make sure nothing bad happens again. But
What if we stayed in town to make sure nothing bad happened, and then you went to see the vampire?
I think the guard captain has more peace of mind with me being here. And I'm also looking into another matter.
Care to key us in on that?
You shouldn't have to be worried about it.
Speaking of, have you lost your apprentice again?
Lost isn't the right word. I'd say
Misplaced.
misplaced, but I know exactly where he is. On that topic, I'll be frank with you. I've been here for a reason. My apprentice went to go investigate the vampire's castle because we thought that the reason that I was here might be tied to the vampire's castle. He went there. It's been a couple days now. Hasn't come back. Might be part of the course. He's probably fine. It's a far enough place, and it's a dangerous enough job that he's probably taken as much time as he could. Nonetheless, he's there. And I don't know what's going on at that castle. Just that... Got some strange readings from it the other day.
What do you mean readings?
Magic flaring up.
Do you know what schools?
Necromancy, conjuration.
It's par for the course. Would you like us to retrieve him then?
It's not a matter of retrieval. He's probably pretty fine on his own. He could probably hold the vampire off long enough for him to get away. So I'm not worried about him. But think it might be useful if you were able to link up with him while he was there, find out what he knows, and hopefully get him back safe as well.
I see no issue with that. We'll have to discuss it as a group, obviously, but this may contribute to where we go first.
Aye.
At the very least, your readings about necromancy and conjuration, while that could very well be a normal occurrence at a vampire's castle, I think that's a better lead than anything that we've been given.
It would be a more less promising lead if the castle wasn't usually bone dry of magic.
Zach, are you excited or is Beryl excited?
it's me. I've just been reading notes and I'm piecing things
Okay.
together.
Because I just wanted to make sure Beryl wasn't waiting to jump in.
No,
Yeah.
no. I would
Okay.
definitely.
But Vampire's Castle's got possibly some answers there. Or there's something going on there at the very least. If I could go, I would.
Thank you for the information.
I wish I could tell you more, but, well, we don't really know each other.
That's fair, I suppose.
Don't know how much I can trust random folk with.
Well, we do have the approval of, and then just at this point she'll pull out the judge's symbol. We helped Judge Madeline Lloyd back in Abington probably about a week ago. There was an attack on the Lord's mansion and we helped deal with it. I know it's not much, it's not like a badge or anything,
Madeline
but
Lloyd?
at least... Yes. Do you know her?
You could say that. She's, well, she's one of the ones that you know isn't, reachable in terms of that corruption or in terms of, unfair sentences or treatments. Well respected here in Destin.
I don't know if that's enough to inspire any more confidence in us, but...
Roll persuasion at advantage.
Okay.
Looks around. Fuck it. I'll deal with Lady Elsani later. Just drop that spell of yours that was listening in on the room, will ya? She looks to you, Isaac.
I also noticed that, Isaac. I was going to talk to you about it later.
Okay, well, look.
Well, you at least notice he cast the spell. You don't know that it did that. He clearly knows the spell, and that's why he's...
No, but she was going to go, what the fuck did you cast in there?
Yeah.
All right. I drop it and I say to Satanta, I go, it's not that I suspect anything.
We had a conversation about transparency not earlier, and then we had a private conversation following after. I don't blame you. This whole situation's weird. It smells like something's wrong. And I got a good nose. He looks around again. Trying to look for a spot that's quiet. He goes, follow me here. Gestures over like an alleyway.
Isaac, look, it's another alley.
My favorite.
He's about to off us. You know too much.
Think he could off all of you at once?
Yeah.
Probably.
For sure.
Probably.
No.
As you'd follow him to the alley. As
Yeah,
he would
we'll follow him.
lean up
Get in the
against the
cute
wall.
huddle.
Gesture for you all to come in, so that you're all in the alley. As he's doing that, he takes his finger as he's drawing on as he starts to press it against the wall, and as he moves his finger across, you see what looks like an arcane sigil begins to draw out as he begins to make a rune on the wall. As after you all enter, the rune is finished carved, and then he presses his finger to the center of it. As it activates, and you all feel a surge of magic shoot out and emanate around the area. Looks to you, August. Rune magic. Homeland specialty. Nobody will be able to hear into this conversation that I don't want in, so... I gather you figure I've figured out I'm not here for little cleaning up and making sure the festival goes all right.
I think that was pretty obvious.
Knights of Camelon, and certainly Knights of Four as well, don't usually get to be so flippant with their time. I'm here on personal request from Lady Ilsani. She used to be my boss back when she was a councilwoman. Not anymore, but still got respect for the woman. And she still has respect of the queen, which is why I was allowed to come here. Celestre, the leader of the Moon Dancers of Illustre, was in this town about a week ago. staying with Lady Elsani, and then she went missing, vanished, hasn't been seen since. I've been looking for her.
Oh.
That's what I've been here for, on a personal request, to try and find the missing lady.
Was she last seen with Ilstrani?
Ilsani last saw her in the night. They were heading to bed. Ilsani went to bed. Next morning she woke. She wasn't anywhere to be found.
Personal effects in order, or
Nothing they can find.
so basically, poof into the mist.
He thinks
Is
for a
there
minute
any-
as he's looking to you all. How much can I trust you people?
I mean, do we got to prove it? We gotta.
What's your
should
goal
let-
here? Your takeaway? Just in it for the
Decide.
money? Or...
I'll be
I mean,
upfront.
I've
There's someone I'm looking for.
Mm.
I think it may have something to do with something, or someone who's currently in this town.
Astrid, you were saying something?
Uh, honestly, I'm running away from a problem. And so when I can find other problems that I can fix, it relieves some of that guilt. I feel better leaving the towns that I visited if they're better than when I got there.
I think the mayor was involved with her disappearance.
What makes you say that?
They planned to be meeting each other, Soleil, Estrella, and the mayor. I don't know if they got to meet, or if they didn't. But we have reason to believe the mayor may be involved. And she's been acting suspicious recently, and she's been obsessed with this festival. It's all ill-timed. Nonetheless, Lady Astray vanished. I've been looking, I've been trying to find her. No leads so far.
Jake, is there any religious precedent for this? Like, is that something that happens in lore with Illustre?
Just vanishing?
Yeah, or
No.
like, you know, okay.
Did he say how many days ago she disappeared?
It was a week ago.
A week ago. And according to Isaac's knowledge, when was the serial killer caught? According to the newspapers and shit.
Like a couple days ago.
A couple days ago. Okay.
But Amer's a suspect. Quite honestly, Vidath's a suspect too.
Any connection to Vidath?
Loth follower.
And
Or Loth reverer at the very least. They don't get along, the two churches. I'm sure she can tell you that, as he nods to you, Astrid.
He began. No, that timeline doesn't add up either. It's because it's recently that he's begun paying respects to Illustre.
Aye.
But I believe it was stated at some point that it was around 3 weeks he's been doing it, which is not.
2 weeks he's
If it
been
was
acting
1 week.
strange. Since he started worshiping Illustre, it lines up.
Bless you.
He started showing up at the shrine frequently about a week ago. Every night.
He may be worshipping in that place.
It's possible. Or he could have been involved in some way and he's doing some
Penance.
mockery of the church. Nonetheless, that's what I'm here for. That's what me and Lady Ilsani were talking about when we excused you from the room.
And it was the mayor who invited Lady Osani here, correct?
Yes, it was.
Alright. I don't doubt Lady Osani. I just wanted to make sure I had the chain of connection correct.
Lady Ilsani is as faithful as they code to the Church of Illustray. I don't see why it'd be her unless Miss Estrella was starting to forsake her vows. And from all I've heard about the Sword Maiden, that seems unlikely. Seems unlikely for her to just up and disappear, though, too. I don't know what could have happened, but her getting caught by something is also pretty unlikely. She's not a pushover. Unless someone caught her by surprise. Technically, any one of us could be done in just by getting the wrong, thinking the wrong thing and ended up with a knife in our back when we weren't looking. Nonetheless, that's what I'm here to do. I sent my apprentice to go to the vampire's castle because I thought he might be able to find some more information there.
I think you're correct that that's the proper order of leads to follow, but like I said, we need to discuss it as a group.
Aye, do what you gotta do.
But thank you for the transparency.
If you find anything out about Lady Estrella, let me know, please.
Oh, absolutely.
Either way, though, if you look into either the vampire or Vidath, I'd appreciate it.
If you don't, where are you staying in the city?
Tavern. Dandelion's Inn and Bar.
Easy to find you then. We have information.
Aye. I just won't be in the night. That's when I do my searches.
That's all Astrid has, unless somebody else has more questions.
Setanta.
Aye.
Vampires.
Aye.
Resistant to fire?
They can be. Not innately. Vampires can be pretty diverse depending on the vampire, though.
An unrelated question.
Aye.
Have you ever taken on more than one apprentice?
I generally try not to.
She nods.
Don't know how much longer dear boy is going to be an apprentice still. He's growing up fast, little one. Says he almost has a warm, nostalgic look on his face. Nonetheless, you head to the vampires and you find him. His name's Kanda Ise. You'll know him from his looks. He's a tall guy, tied like a toothpick. Short black hair.
Saw him in the tavern.
No, you didn't. You've not seen
We
him.
didn't?
No, you've not
No.
seen him.
Oh, that was also his apprentice.
Who is that?
You don't know.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, could you describe him again?
Tall like a toothpick, short black hair that he keeps in a bun. And he carries around a glaive. Is it a glaive? One second. Yeah, it's a glaive.
Get the spelling of the name?
Yes. Whatever you decide to do, either way, be careful.
Well, thanks for everything. And, I guess we'll check back in with you.
Aye. Keep your wits about you. Something about all of this smells wrong. Too many things going wrong in the same area.
If you find out what was missing from the tinctures, would you be willing to share that information with us?
Aye. I'll do so.
So can we just walk through the soundproofing, or
Starts to press his finger against the rune again as it begins to erase itself. Head on out, you crazy kids.
Zoinks.
Okay, Dad.
Ruh-roh.
Keep an eye out for more kobolds. Little bastards really know how to stick it to you in the wrong place. As you probably know by this point.
Yeah, Astrid will start to leave.
Where are you guys gonna head to?
What time is it? Still afternoon?
Yes.
Is it still afternoon?
Yes, I said yes.
Oh, I didn't hear
We
you.
didn't
That's
hear you.
okay.
Isaac, you wanted to look at the crime scenes, yes?
I think that'd be a good place to start.
And we should while the light is still good.
So you're gonna head to the crime scene? Which one first?
I think tinctures is probably the best.
Okay. We will end session with you all heading to the Dragon's Tinctures. As I hope you all had fun, that is going to be the session for the night. As I am going to say goodbye to the stream, you can say goodbye if you wish now.
Bye, stream.
Bye, stream!
As I will be
Want to say goodbye to the stream.
back in a moment. So give me one second.
Wanda doesn't give a fuck about the stream.
Where am I? Here I am. Alright, thanks for watching along if you did. Hope you enjoyed watching. And join in next week to see where this small little investigation's going. Will the party figure out what's going on in the town of Wolford, or will more mysteries come? Who knows? I know, and you'll know if you watch. Anyway, see ya, and good night.